Blast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your expediently ingenious and broadly nautical DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more excitement than finding a fellow RPG player in an unlikely social situation and explaining what I do, to welcome you back to Courser's Cove and me Humblewood World for more of Midnight and Madness! I have with me my hearty crew, the lascivious Rachel Foucault, the loquacious Jack O'Brien, the laureled Dan Suelto, and the luxuriant Roro. So let's talk about these splendid people, shall we?
Sorry,
you didn't know what lascivious meant, did you?
No, I didn't, and now I do. And I'm, I'm alright with it.
Expressing lust or desire, and let's be honest, yeah. With the look on his face, Jack does know what loquacious means.
Fair cop.
It's just like, it's not mean if it's accurate, right? Laureled is adorned or crowned to signify glory is the technical term, Dan, is the technical definition.
I also Googled it, but I was like, I think factually
sure.
that's true, even without looking it up. I was like, literally, yes.
And luxuriant, I think that follows for Ro quite well. Alrighty, Rach, who the absolute heck are you, and why should we buy your book?
Hello, my name is Rachel Foucault. Oh, I can't keep that voice up. Hello, my name is Rachel Foucault.
You're not Daria.
No, I can't do it. You can find me on various social media, but not OnlyFans, at Rachel Foucault, because that name is never taken. And you can find my book, The Rings of Mars, right here on the internet. You should read it. It's good. It's about science stuff, science fiction, trying to get to Mars, and things happen. Check it out.
Should be sponsored by PBS. Okay.
I think Omi meant to say
Not sure if he's
OBS.
trying to be. Who knows? Oh, yeah. I was gonna,
What?
it's not so much a PBS thing, what we just did, but
It's PBS. They're the people who do
it's
Sesame
the children's
Street,
channel.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll take
Children's
it.
education.
Like, you should see me in the other situations where I work, but not this one. Whee! Exactly. And Jack, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, my name is Jack O'Brien. I'm the Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master for Hire. You can find me at www.dungeonmasterforhire.com.au because I'm very loquacious, and that is the end of the speech. Goodbye.
Yeah. Look. I don't think you do know what loquacious means.
He's very talkative. He's very talkative.
It is, but speed as well. I was just like,
I don't know if I
click this
necessarily
name
can be more
quickly.
talkative than I already am.
That's fair. That's fair.
He
Actually
really
about to do
any
this speed.
percented that, like, intro.
It's either that or like I was like thinking about doing that Simpsons joke where like Apu goes like I have problems with, and someone goes I'm always interrupting people.
Dan, who the heck are you?
Hello. I am Dan in the meat space, D-Reb in the cyberspace, and I'd like to thank...
Just had that. You just had that.
Don't you?
I'd like to thank the Courses Cove
do I look like I'm an
family for this
award-winning anything?
award, for this opportunity, and the New Jersey Web Fest for recognizing the effort we put in, as well as this miniature trophy that I just have on hand in case a situation like this arises. You know what? Best thing, best investment ever. Thank you so much.
I was hoping you go a little bit longer so Josh could play the music.
I know. I was waiting for the playoff music. Good
Like,
job.
my mama told me to never give up.
Omi explains it's because we get an English lesson every stream, right? Just like on
true.
Sesame Street. Okay,
Ah.
I see.
True.
Yeah.
I
That's
see.
great.
I think of myself more
Do it
as
for me.
it's more like QI. In that I rip off an awful lot of Stephen Fry. And Ro, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi, I'm Ro, and I do enjoy luxuriating, but I'm not sure that that's what that adjective means. I think
You
it
can
means
luxuriate in like you can luxuriate in a bath, for example. That's just sort of,
yeah, but
Very relaxed.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna chill at the moment. I am a Perth-based educator and theatre maker. You can follow me on Instagram at Cradventurous to see photos of my many luxurious travel adventures and also photos of my wonderful dog Charlie with the big ears. And I have a show coming up if you happen to be in Perth and have children. It's called The Little Good Wolf. I'm the Little Good Wolf. It's super cute. And that's that.
Oh. And mesdames and messieurs, dames und herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel Corso's Cove, which I run with me lovely lady wife, the Mother of Bunnies, where we play D&D and other RPG-related game system things. And if you want more of my face and voice, you can check me out in the Perth Cultural Centre this week, where I will be Captain Vilnius, the infamous pirate on his search for his golden telescope, which was stolen by a bunch of fiendish mermaids. It was jolly good fun this morning. We had like 150 kids come as well. It was a lot. And yeah, we find the mermaids. Spoilers. And they give back my telescope. Also spoilers. It's good fun. And if you have... I recommend it for like 4 to 6 year olds. That's sort of your bandwidth. Particularly for children like the mermaids, because at the end they get to meet them. Spoilers. So,
yeah, but are they ever behind you and you don't know they're behind you and they go behind you?
Yeah,
Love that.
absolutely. There's one bit where I have something stuck to my hand and they're like, "It's there." I'm like, "Where?" And yeah, it's hours. Some of the one kid was like, "Oh, he's so stupid."
Some
So
kids get
good.
really into it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the 3 children of 150 who dressed as an actual pirate. There was dozens of mermaids, but 3 pirates. And I was just like, we're outnumbered, mateys. It was great. Really fun. And if you like that, you could also check me out, very different, in Paparotica. We will be doing a guest spot at Fringe World, and then over in Adelaide for their Fringe, because they let us come. And if you like my majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate, Scanfelspar, und his little dragon, Rosh. Now, last week, we were very rudely cut off by my OBS throwing an absolute hissy fit and just refusing to connect. It might actually have been the server, in fairness to OBS's fault. But whatever! Because we had to stop. So, we basically... What happened, for those who didn't catch it, it's all on the YouTube, exclamation. Trish attacked some scarecrows. Helvig attacked some scarecrows. There were 7 of them. 6 of them are now dead. One of them took a flying leap off a dead, dying buddy's back at Trish. Trish nimbly dodged out of the way, and Trish is about to stab it. But before we get to that, we didn't want you guys to miss out on favorite moments. So we did do a quick favorite moments. We all made notes on our favorite moments, and we're just going to do a quick once around. Just each of us will say our favorite moments of the other people as quickly as possible. Just for the public record, you know. Who would like to go first?
I have it all written in front of me. I can just say each person in
Whip
a
'em out.
line.
Love it. Yeah. Let's
Sorry,
do
is that what we're doing? We're doing all of them each rather
Yes.
than.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just to be quick.
Okay.
Just to be quick.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm loquacious. No.
We both.
I mean, that's what the bit was. That was your bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Going with the bit.
Hold on. Okay.
My favorite moments were.
It's just Jack if he took a career as a truckie.
3 hours later.
Yeah. All right. Trish's compassion. Selenox's cowabunga line.
Yeah.
Helvig wanting to murder all the crows, and Josh Esmeralda's pride in her handiwork is what I had written down.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
That's Millie.
I had Smoothie being the grumpy teen with the oar, particularly. That was super cute. I had the shotgun for Pier. The sort of yeah, I got this moment. Yeah, Helvig just straight icing some motherfuckers. The "Are you scared, Trish?" baiting from Selenox. That was really funny. And Trish's angry storm off actually were my favorite ones.
Mine were Trish doing the stabbing and the description of the stabbing with the anger. Helvig using Pier as the raven because that was really smart.
Yeah, it was.
Smoothie, I believe I started the moody teenage vibe, but mine was focused on the goat discussion. I was going to say goat action, and then I'm like, wow, that's okay. Anyway, Smoothie and the goat action, that was good. And
Go to action.
my Josh moment was going on the journey with me on the crossings and
Oh, yeah.
improving the crossings.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Rach?
All right. My favorite DM moment was the cart turning into a canoe. Love that. Love everything about it. My favorite Helbig moment is him saying, "Don't let her get to you," and like being very, very supportive of me when I got a little irritated with Selenox. My favorite Smoothie was saying that giants should be called Huge Man because
Hugemans.
they're man but huge.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Huge
Love
ones.
it.
He makes a point though.
Yeah.
It's an excellent point.
It's a very solid point. in my
favorite
knockoff D&D game, they will definitely be called that.
Excellent. My favorite Selenox was her conversation with the Corvum woman, Muriel.
Muriel, yeah.
Can't read my own writing because that was really nice, and I liked her approach. And my favorite self moment was the rationalization of going after Baba Lysaga because we're here to kill Strahd, and if we can't kill Baba Lysaga, then we can't kill Strahd. So what is the point? We better be able to kill her. We got to buy into our own hype, guys.
Yeah, you
buy
do.
your own hype.
Yeah.
Do you need
My
some
favorites.
hype, Trish? I am the fucking hype! Rah! Yes,
Ah,
yes,
exactly.
Omi. Exactly. Anybody else, Dan?
It's me. And the award nominees for D-Rev's favorite moment are the DM.
Wait. I've got it this time. Final fanfare.
The DM for the motion picture, The History of Berez,
Woo!
with the flood featuring Strahd von Zarovich. Salanox for the flapping wings during the goddamn crossing. Fuck, I love it. Just like, yes, so graceful, so majestic. Fuck. Trish for saying that she is fine when in fact she was not fine.
It's just so real.
For Smoothie for lying to our faces and the sad jetpack noises. We still have to cover that, by the way. And to myself for the pre-flight safety check-in, because you'll never know when they're afraid of getting fly cast on them. And
Excellent.
that's it.
Thank you very much, Dan. We have a couple from chat. Bishop Blood, my
Back to
favorite
you,
was when
John.
Trish was very much not afraid whatsoever. And
Thank you.
Omi, favorite DM, when his reality just said no. Builds tension for this week.
Oof.
Yeah, look. Cool, groovy, and splendid. Right. Gents and ladymen. So, I suppose with all of that out of the way, we need to get around to what actually freaking happened last week. Dan, would you care to enlighten us?
Oh, it's me again. Hello. I'm also on this segment of the show. We arrived.
So back over to Dan with the financial weather. Dan, tell us what's happening.
Hello. It turns out that apparently rampant vampires are bad for the stock market. So we are here live in Berez, the dilapidated town, and Selenox noticed a glint across from a druid circle who was our correspondent for this town, Muriel, this Corvum lady who is keeping tabs with the resident of the local house of the fuck-off walking spider tree, Baba Lysaga. Apparently, Muriel is also honor-bound to help free the Raven Crowbirds, so she can't leave. Please donate to her fundraiser. And we also have the gall to say that we can kill Strahd himself, as Trish pointed out. So some delusional witch hanging on to a crumbling dream of being the aforementioned vampire's mother should be like no problem, easy peasy. So we planned for a long time, and we hit a breaking point in our plans which was thanks to some ball breaking. And then we just decided to spring into action really quickly. So Trish, Pier, and myself lured the scarecrows away into the slaughter as the others crossed back, and like reality shifted and faded, and we were I think Trish was about to be like parkour assaulted by a scarecrow who like horribly missed.
That is correct. I must also remind our lucky, literate, and possibly even life-sized audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials, and I've already done the YouTubes, but if you would like to come and join us on the Discord, you can, because it's there. The YouTube is also good and fully up to date. Yay! What else do I need to mention? The Ukraine. The people of Ukraine are having it somewhat rough right now. You may have heard about it in the news. Well, it hasn't changed much. So they are still in need of help, and we're going to do what we can. So if you have any spare pennies rattling around your digital wallet, check out either the emergency action appeal or the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth. Both of those are ways to donate to the Ukrainian people, and it would be super groovy if you check them out. Thank you very much in advance, you bloody champions. Oh, Josh, you know, we are all larger than life. There is that. Okay. An awful lot of references to the Backstreet Boys today. So, mateys, may you always find high points to glide from, and all your companions fail to bait you into unwise behavior as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting anxiety and dread into Barovia. So, guys. Trish and Helvig, you are swooping, floating, and buzzing like a bumblebee over the head of a single angry but impotent scarecrow. What do you do?
Swooping. I'm afraid.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a raging mapatch!
Arr! Is it my turn? Can I
It
stab?
can be. Why not?
I'm stabbing.
Great.
Stab with my ambulance.
That
Does
hits.
it hit? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Damage. Damage.
Damage.
Haste my blade, you straw bastard.
Ooh. Ooh. Spicy. With a little bit of fire in there as well from the rage. That makes it like 27. That's a lot. This thing catches light and just sort of screams but does not drop. Helvig, you want to put it out of its maybe misery, perhaps?
Hopefully, I don't want to say that I will, because don't want to tempt fate and be like,
You've
oh,
hit
you're
10
just gonna
times
miss
out of
by...
10. Go for number 11. Yeah, that's a hit.
Come on and slam. Max damage.
Oh, shit. So these two, I imagine, hit almost simultaneously.
Come on, it's like...
Yeah, Trish's blade stabs down through one clavicle, while the Helvig's Pier blast, and Pier is shooting out these like streamers of metal, I'm imagining. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it unfolds a sort of slinky like
It's-
spear of metal out of his mouth, like a
Yeah,
really
it's
long
like a,
tongue.
It's like a really ribbony harpoon.
Cool. Shoots through his other side, and this thing goes. And as it falls, the burning continues, and you notice that this one ain't stuffed with straw. It's stuffed with feathers. Glisteny black feathers.
Didn't we learn that? Was this like last time? As I just like prod it. Make sure it's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah. Gross.
Did they eat? Did you figure out last time if they ate the birds and that's what it's like that, or were they like just made up from the birds?
I went for a walk in the forest, honestly. I don't know what conclusion they came to, but I think it was they
Alright.
ate them.
Gotcha. Well, I think that's every one of them. Or you just start stacking bodies.
Oh.
Well,
They are not
yeah, we did our
heavy.
half of the mission.
They are
Let's see how the other go.
surprisingly light, actually. None of them weigh
Ah.
more than 10 kilos.
Okay. Just make sure they're out of sight in case the Bob is like, I'm gonna go for a stroll, and then be like,
Oh,
ew, my
You are
scarecrows.
you are out of sight of the Baba's hut.
Okay.
Yeah, if she were to fly up, she might notice, but you're a good 500 feet away as well, so yeah.
Yeah, just try and throw them in some foliage and be like, we don't have the time to
Yeah,
bury them.
no.
Okay, so
Cool. Dan, if you're handling them, Helvig's a fairly magical person. Would you like to make an
Yeah.
Arcana check?
sure, I'll do that. Oh, is there gonna be more wind shit? I'm gonna use my inspiration because this seems like it might be nice to know. 14.
When you say more wind shit, did you remind me? Did you find this on these the last time? Yeah. You get a similar vibe, like this is empowered by the magic of elemental wind, elemental air.
Yeah, because it was like, yeah, it was fine to bury them because Earth like,
would
cancels
cancel them
energy.
out. Yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't have time to do that. And there was that guy in Valakai that had like wind stuff,
Yes,
wind taps, I think.
yes, it was a buff hedge.
Okay. Yeah. I just say that to Trish, like, still more wind stuff.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, not that it's anything actionable, but it might come up in the future, right?
Yeah, I mean,
The only inference you could draw is possibly they were made by the same person.
Right. Okay. They
shall we
may
go
be
see how
made the same
Smoothie and
person.
Helenox are doing?
Sure.
Might as well.
Smoothie and Helenox, you are having a a water fight, as I recall.
Yep. I'm splashing around, shaking my feathers, having a great
There's a
time.
splashing, splashing. Yeah, yeah, you're doing that. And yeah, Esmeralda is smiling, not like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, but like, who have I hooked up with? This is weird. As she pulls her canoe out of the water while you two, I don't know, Smoothie, how engaged in this water fight are you?
I didn't realize we were having a full-on water fight. I'll kind of just like let her victimize me to her content as I just move forward.
No.
I mean, I was definitely splashing both of them, not just Smoothie, to clarify.
Okay, sure. Oh,
So
if you splash
is more
Esmeralda,
than welcome to join
Esmeralda
in
did
this.
splash you back. Esmeralda
Yeah.
did.
She did, she did.
Yeah. In which case, Smoothie might be the one dragging the thing out of the water while the
Smoothie's
girls
like,
have...
come on, and Esmeralda and
No,
Helena's like, "Yay."
no.
Oh.
He doesn't want to take it away from her. It's fine. It's all good. He just get.
F.
Sorry, missed you there, Jack. Yeah.
Did I cut out? Looks like I.
You still are a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Hang on. Am I alright?
Now
hear you
you're
fine,
just
can't see
your
you.
image is frozen.
Apparently, my internet connection's unstable.
Oh dear.
Okay, that's cool. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
It's a compliment. You're just chaotic.
But you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I let them have their fun, and I'll take the boat up to the shore and just kind of wait for them to get back.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Selenox, but Esmeralda, when she sees Smoothie being all serious, like she won't stop unless you do too, but she will start moving towards the shore.
Yeah. So yeah, Selenox is like sees the kid up there, is like, oh, party pooper. but like is going towards shore, but occasionally will just like continue to like splash a little bit over
Yeah.
Esmeralda's way. And when we get to the shore, Selenox comes out and makes sure that she is within range of Smoothie before she does like a nice feather shake. Like, you know, the like when it puffs up and all the feathers like shake for a second and then puff back down. And then puts yeah. Who's got my plate? Who's got my armor?
In the boat.
Ah, thanks. All right.
So as you were walking up, Esmeralda would not have been retaliating. She would have just let you splash her, but it'd been like what you didn't notice is she was using Mage Hand to lift a decent sized rock from underneath the water and then drop it behind you, causing it to splash up on your back. Oh, we lost a Jack, and maybe back.
Baby,
Baby, come back.
I was like, is Esmeralda the type to put rocks in her snowballs? I was like,
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get the rock on me for a second. I was like, that's intense.
moral.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I would actually realize that came from Esmeralda?
Yeah, you can. Like, she was clearly doing something. There's a physical component to it.
I got it. Ah, that was good.
Yeah, you noticed. Yeah. The other interesting thing is that, when she gets out of the water, she is instantly dry. And Selenox, just splashes herself off, and Smoothie gets, not drenched, but probably a bit, more wet. From this pelting
Can you
of
guys see me
water.
now?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That's better.
Looks like it's calmed down.
Selenox just did a doggy shake and got Smoothie all wet.
But more of a feathered flop.
And then Esmeralda prestidigitates you dry as she walks by and starts folding up her boat.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put my armor back on.
It's going to take you 10 minutes, technically.
Yeah, dawning.
Yeah. Well, these two were flying for 5 minutes, so it took them... They're probably walking back down about now. Trish may be feeling a little bit better. The rage has subsided.
I
Maybe.
worked out some of her frustration. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And it's implied, but we're skirting around the thing, and we're trying to not be seen by the house.
Yeah. Yeah, you crossed back over quite a ways up, so that you're heading back up towards the cart that Esmeralda left there. Basically, your entry point to the whole village is where you were. Is where you're heading back to. And Esmeralda says, "So, how did it go?
Fine.
They're dead, I suppose?"
Yeah, they're
Well,
dead.
Can you kill something that's not really alive?
They're no longer animate.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's why we can kill Strahd.
Isn't that the
Let's
point?
go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well,
So...
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, the plan now, perhaps a rest,
Yeah.
and then fun in the evening. Mr. Dupont, how long do you need?
Sure.
Like an hour.
So, were we wanting to wait an actual rest, or are you wanting just a quick one? Basically, the question is, she looks to Smoothie and says, "Do you require more time?"
If we want more options, yes. If we think it's better to go now, then let's go now. I'm good to go either way.
Well, this is why I'm asking. Do you want to wait? Do you think it is better? You know your capabilities better than we.
Yeah.
Don't push yourself, kid.
I
Ah,
mean, but it's still your decision.
yeah, well, I mean, if you can push yourself harder later because you have a rest now, then that's a good thing. Was my point.
The last decision I made wasn't that good. So,
All right, let's have a long rest, everyone.
Sounds good to me.
What? What is happening? What is going on?
I will cook dinner.
Sure, we'll do a long rest and maybe we can talk about what that was.
I will cook dinner. Esmeralda's gonna, like, I'm.
So does that mean we're taking on this Baba what's it at night?
I mean, I can
is
see
that
in the
still
dark.
plan? Yeah.
I mean, it's fine with me. I just wonder if that will be a benefit for a witch-like being.
I don't know. I don't know enough about witches, especially not Humblewood ones.
Neither do I. Oh well.
Okay, well, yeah, nighttime should work. Nighttime's fine.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, we find a quiet, like, more secluded, safe-ish spot before night, just to like camp, chill around a campfire, trauma time.
Yeah.
We
Cool. Is everyone staying? Is everyone staying nearby, or is anyone wandering off to do anything during the rest?
I'll stay nearby. Just stare, looking at.
I think I'll be
Sweet.
nearby, but yeah, I think he'll be nearby, but kind of depends on what the situation is. If there's food, he'll probably like take it and
Just go.
I'm gonna try at some point to get Smoothie on his own, but
Yeah, you can. Pelvic
but if
is
I
just,
can't,
like,
I can't.
Pelvic staring at Smoothie. He doesn't mean
Yeah,
to, but he's a robot now, so he's just like
doesn't
unblinking.
blink.
Yeah. It's concerning. He's just like waiting. I don't know.
Helvig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I think for the sake of brevity, he'll take food. Oh, damn.
No. Oh,
Apparently, is internet okay? Looks like it's getting real bad on my end. I'm sorry, guys. Don't know what's going
It's
on.
not too bad.
your audio comes through.
Yeah.
The audio is coming through.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the important thing.
Plus
Sure.
12 stress. No, Darkest Dungeon. It's fine. Everything's
God.
fine, dude. Everything's fine.
Master Steve, you have been missed, but not that.
I'm not sure if I can be heard or not. Sorry, guys. But basically, I will. I'll just kind of take food and not like he's not trying to show he's sulking, but like he's clearly like gonna find his own space.
Sure.
How far are we from the goat pen?
Depends on where we choose to be.
How far away from where you could see, like, you came over a rise to you could see down into Berez. You said you wanted to move from there. Esmeralda would have been fine to do so. So how far would you
so
have
just
gone back up the track? Because
it's harder to see us.
yeah,
Because if we're gonna rest for 8 hours.
probably not a bad idea to do it in a place that you were pretty confident she wouldn't be able to see you. So you'd probably have gone about a K, maybe, up into the forest itself.
Makes sense to me.
In which case you're a little over a K and a half from the goat pen.
Okay.
Do you
They're not-
wanna do some?
Do you want to go and do some stupid shit, Trish? Hey,
No.
hey, Trish.
My plan was to stay within earshot, and if the goats are not within earshot, then I won't bother checking them out.
Okay. Like, if something seriously uncouth happened to the goats, you might hear it. But, yeah, a kilometer is a long way. Cool. All right. So you head about 1.5 kilometers away from where you were, or about 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
Sure. Out of easy travel commute to the witch.
Yeah.
And Smoothie would absent himself a little bit. So yeah.
Once he's go ahead.
No. That was basically what I was going to say.
Once he feels like he's got like a second, he will do the standard sending because it sounds like he won't have a chance probably later on in the evening, or he'll be too tired
Sure.
to just casually to Biggin, even though he knows he's dead and he knows better.
Yeah.
So I'll mark off that slot. And
What does he say?
then, no, he actually doesn't speak.
Oh, he just sort of pings him.
He just kind of, he just kind of tries to concentrate and just, it's like a voice message almost.
Yeah. All right.
Like he just kind of does it to hear the static, so
Right.
to speak. And then I think he would probably send one, if he could, to sorry, I'm trying
Odesca?
here's to Kesh actually.
Oh.
Because Kesh was the one who Trish communicated through him. Technically he hasn't met her,
Yeah.
but he has kind of communicated through her. So if
if he's managed it, he can
will.
do it. If he's managed it before, he can do it. I'm just trying to think where in her adventure Kesh would be. His time has moved apace for her. Yeah, all right. I tell you what, he's here. Hey, Karen.
I don't know if she wants to be on camera, dude.
She doesn't have to be
I
on
was
camera,
planning
but I can
to
hand her
maybe let her know.
my headphones and
That's
you can
fair.
say your piece.
True.
Smoothie's going to
True.
message you.
I bring it together.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit.
I bridge the
So-
gaps.
Now trying to figure out where
the
in
time
the
zone.
narrative
whatever,
this
probably
will probably
mostly-
pop up.
Feywild shit.
Yeah.
Send it through the past.
Let's say this is about midway through Kesh's watch the night you guys summoned Mark.
Mark. Good old Mark.
So I'm gonna hand over the
What am I doing here?
we lost now. We lost Ro, okay. So
sorry,
I'm
I'm still here. My video just went all weird.
okay.
It was like
I'm gonna
half
hand
frozen.
the headset
of-
over to
Lots of
Karen.
internet gremlins.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
You don't. That's why I'm going to hand it
Oh,
over
okay,
to you
cool,
so you
cool.
can hear. And you can respond in kind.
Sorry.
25 words. It's sending.
Sorry in advance, Karen.
Oh dear, am I
Okay.
going to enjoy this?
No, actually, no. Well, I don't know.
But you're about to find
mostly
out.
Mostly just because, like, it's just like, hey, you who are having a casual Monday listen, you're on camera now. Okay. What was I going to say? Hey there. It's Smoothie, the guy who connected you to Trish. She's okay. Helvig's okay. Is there a way I can make her less mad at me? She gets upset, and I don't know how to help.
That's so precious and I don't know what to say back. Oh my god. I have 25 words?
Yep.
Yes? Okay, hey Smoothie. Glad y'all okay.
Nice.
See what I did there?
Hug.
Sometimes Trish needs space. sometimes she misunderstands
Homewood?
intentions. And that's 5, 10. Okay. She might have thought your intentions bad when good. Try to be clear. And that's 25 words.
He'll use the last of his third and fourth levels. He will send one more and just go, "Do you want me to tell her anything from you?"
Tell
And he'll
her.
go into a little bit more detail. Actually, no, that's all I'll say.
Benning's fine.
Tell her, Bennick, fine. We are dealing with cult as best can. Help when she can would be good. Thank you. Thanks, because I can't do thank you.
All right.
Crossover.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then-
want this.
Hell yeah.
Trish and Kesh against the world.
And that's all I've got. So
Then
he will
that'll
just,
have to
say to
do.
himself,
Thank
like,
you.
Good
I will
luck,
ignore
Smoothie.
That last part for now.
It's like, yeah, don't pass on. It's like, could you use it back here when you can. You know, don't want to be don't want to impose. No, you're cursed and stuff. But
Smoothie
It's like when you
says
get a
to himself,
message
"I'm
from
gonna
your mother
specifically
saying,
not
"Hey,
tell her that for a little while."
I'm at the hospital. Don't worry.
Haven't
yes,
heard from you.
don't
in a while."
panic. Bennick's fine. We're all fine.
We're all fine. Just get here as soon as you can, please.
Farewell.
Call me back.
adventurers.
And
Also,
then
I
he's
cannot
gonna
see
get
Ro.
up.
Yeah, sorry, mine has gone on the fritz. You can still hear me though, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
As
just
soon as
get
my
visible.
I've been on mute yelling for my IT guy, but it turns out he's not in the house.
I summon
You
you.
simply cannot get the stuff.
So when he gets back, he will.
Have you tried
this work
turning
again.
off your automatic background thing?
Yeah, well, I've tried turning off the video and turning it on again. A
Try
couple of
actually
times.
just deactivating that automatic background thing, because that
Well-
might just be sitting in front of your face.
No, well, the problem right now is the camera is not connecting. So every time the camera tries to connect, it's saying that there's like some sort of
Right,
problem
right.
with the camera. So
Alrighty.
it's not the
We'll
the
just
background.
look at the pretty,
Yeah.
the pretty
Yeah,
evil
I
woods.
figured that was
Yeah,
better than having the black screen
Oh,
because then
love it.
everyone moves around.
no worries. Cool. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. All right, Smoothie. I hope that helped.
Yeah. Well, the next thing he'll do is he will stand up and he's barely kind of done his meditation, and he will go up to Trish, who what is Trish doing at the moment?
Trying to ponder a plan of attack for when you're all done resting up. Trying to decide on what to suggest to do next. That's what she's doing. Big thoughts, sketching things in sand, concentrating.
I'm gonna tap her on her shoulder, and I'll kind of avoid eye contact, but like just kind of look down at my feet and just go, Kesh is good, by the way, and so is Bannock and everybody, and they hope you're good, and I just thought you'd like to know. Anyway.
When did you talk to Kesh? Just now?
Mm-hmm.
And she and Bannock are fine. That's good. Did she say anything else?
Yeah. Yeah. She said that she was dealing with what she was dealing with, and she's looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, right.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Smoothie.
I rabbit out of there. I'm not looking at her. I'm just kind of looking at my feet, and I try to avoid eye contact.
I walk to Trish like, what was that about?
Smoothie talked to Kesh, apparently. She
Oh,
and Benek are fine, which is great.
that's good.
He's acting weird today, isn't he?
I
Like, more weird
know.
than usual.
Yes. I don't know what it's about. He's just staring. He's talking to Trish, but he's just staring at wherever Smoothie like waddles off to. Do you think something happened?
Maybe.
Like I'm pretty sure, out of character, pretty sure he did tell us, right? The grandfather died. I have to like always fact check.
Yeah.
Right? Yes?
Fine, fine.
Okay.
That sounds reasonable.
Hey, at least
I
I'll
genuinely don't remember, but yeah.
I
also
know.
don't. Okay.
One of the first things he told Selenox, he wasn't certain, but he was pretty fucking confident.
I'm just gonna
Maybe
go
it's
with the knowledge that maybe I don't. So I'm gonna be like, do you think he lost somebody? It seems like a lot for a jetpack. Do you think the jetpack is like has sentimental value?
Could be, yeah.
And
I mean, growing up in a place like this, I feel like loss is going to happen at some point. Who knows what's happened to him so far?
right. Honestly, it's kind of impressive. As in, like, this place is locked off from the rest of like us or whatever. And like he made the whole trip and back. Right? That seems like a lot.
And to get out of this place and then choose to come back, that takes guts.
Yeah. Hmm.
Maybe something to ask him about after we kill this witch.
Or now. Why not now?
You don't think that'd like throw him off his game?
Why is it like wouldn't like whatever state he's in now throw off his game for tomorrow?
I mean, good point.
Do you think I should like come in it like Selenox does? I don't know. They seem really close, and I don't know if like I wouldn't do that normally, but I'm not sure if he is receptive to it. Just like go in very direct about the whole situation.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to know because we don't know him well enough.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with my gut, whatever happens. Unless you want to talk to him. Should we both go? That seems like we're going to do like an intervention. Maybe not. Maybe that's too many people.
Maybe. You know what?
Okay.
And then
Boulder Parchment cheese this and be like, who he talks to?
I love I love Bishop Blood gets Selenox. Like that's such a theme.
Hey kid, grieve much?
What I'm gonna do is
You seem like a real mopey bitch right now, you okay?
I mean Selenox would have probably already approached Smoothie during this conversation, but
as would Esmeralda.
Trish is going to knowing Smoothie's very good at hearing. She's just gonna say very loud,
oh yeah.
Gee, I hope Smoothie's doing all right. He seems like a good person.
What are you doing?
He has heard literally everything you've said.
He'll especially hear this.
Hey Smoothie, how much have you heard?
Oh
I am leaving this to Jack. You definitely heard that last bit.
I think he would have heard his name and then would have probably taken some like homemade ear stuffers that he's made and just gone.
Yeah.
Because and mostly because he's trying to concentrate.
I think he's got quite directional hearing if he wants to. And yeah, just sort of Don't want to listen to that. They're talking about me
He's
again.
deliberately stuffing his ears full of yeah, exactly.
Moss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Esmeralda would probably have turned to Selenox, like, witnessing this. Esmeralda is stirring a stew pot, say, which is, she's, there is a sort of a kitchenette in her carriage, but she hit one panel on the side of her carriage, and the entire thing swiveled like a secret door through 180 degrees, so she can have an outdoor cooking area instead. And she is now stirring a pot on the stove.
This fucking car.
You know, like on a ute, you've got the
So
sort of
good.
the roof rack mounted awning. That sort
Yeah.
of, it turns the entire thing into like an outdoor area. She's got one of those as well, so she's pulled this awning out and across, so she's doubled her floor area. And there's a couple of fold-out wicker chairs for people to sit around and chat. And Selenox is
yeah.
possibly oiling her armor as she's redonning it. In one of these chairs, and while Esmeralda is putting a broth on to stew, and says, "Do you suppose your friend Smoothie, he would like my help or accept my help in repairing of his backpack?"
Oh, yeah. I mean, he probably would if there was anything fucking wrong with his backpack.
There's nothing wrong with his backpack.
Oh,
Said it doesn't
I-
work.
I have it with me. You don't know.
well, I don't remember it getting broken. It was working pretty well last week, or the last couple of days, or I don't know. Something's going on with the kid.
Oh,
Might take some other help. I don't know. You're probably better at that kind of shit than I am.
well, I don't know him very well, but we are the only two Barovians here. Maybe. Do you suppose it is? I worry it is not my place.
Well, I mean, I was going to talk to him, but like I said, not the best at comfort.
The relationship you two have is odd, I'll give you that. You are friends, yes? No blood in it at all.
Nah, yeah, he's a friend, but I don't know. Reminds me of someone, I think. He's a good kid.
That he is. And he can
But yeah.
probably hear this entire conversation. Apologies, Smoothie. You can tell me to sod off if you want.
I'm just gonna
La
walk.
la 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 la.
And then we both look at Smoothie, so then there's like 3 people in the camp out of 4 staring at Smoothie.
Esmeralda does not look at Smoothie.
I would.
Yeah.
Just around a Scooby-Doo tree. Just.
All right, well,
Um,
what do you reckon? Yeah, do you think I should talk to him? I mean, I can try.
You probably know him best.
Right?
It sounds like you're watching, as you're saying this, Helvig's headed for me. As
Yeah,
you're
has,
talking.
Yeah.
has Smo-
These
has
conversations were happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
So Smoothie
We
heard
ran
2
into each
pairs
other.
of people.
Has Smoothie, has Smoothie got soup yet?
No, this will take a while. I'm sorry, this is only the beginning.
Well,
I thought if we were stopping for 8 hours, but if you want, and she reaches up and in a smaller hatch pulls out it's basically like crushed nuts and berries into a bar filled with butter. It's just all stuck together with sort of a buttery, and she's like, "Here, it's a ration. If you think he is hungry."
that's fucking perfect. Thanks. And then Selenox is gonna start heading that way as well to give him.
So there are
bar.
2 different clanking noises coming towards you, Smoothie.
wow. I see how it is.
Helvig
Don't
probably
body
got
shame
the
me.
jump by about 20 seconds.
So
But
I'm
it's
just
coming
gonna
from
go.
like 90
Well,
degrees.
Well, if Helvid gets there, Selenox is kind of going to stand there awkwardly with this bar, like a couple of meters away, like I was,
I think, Selenox, you definitely see Helvig approaching, as would Helvig see you.
All right. I'll
But
make eye
Helvig
contact
is
with
Ooh,
Helvig.
you go like,
Okay, so I'm going to make eye contact with Helvig and be like,
Should I take the? I'm gonna walk up and take the bow.
all right, you try then.
No, I just okay. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't
She's
mind.
breaking
If
the
you think-
balls again.
If you think you can cheer the kid up,
Oh, I don't know about that. I just want to know more. We'll certainly try, of course.
You hear a faint muffled. Oh!
I thought you couldn't hear anything. I thought you had things in
You're
ears.
closer to me now.
We are not going to get to the combat today.
For fuck's sake.
Okay.
I fucking love
Anyway,
it.
I'm just
You
gonna
carry
go.
on.
I'm just gonna go. We'll just do. We'll do it. Yo.
What did you
Oh,
want,
sorry.
Helvig? Just come. What?
Hi. I have this. I don't know what I'm holding.
You're
I have
holding a
this
bar.
thing for you.
There's a bar for the kid.
Snack.
Have
Tasty.
a bar.
Esmeralda, it's a snack.
It's a snack.
Trish, tell him.
It's a snack.
Okay.
As you can see, everyone's worried for you as I physically hand it into his hand.
All right.
I kind of sit wherever he's sitting.
Sel, do you want to talk to me too?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
No, Selenox.
Oh, sorry.
I got a pet name.
Hell
That
and
was
Cell.
Rory. That was Rory, not Selenox,
No, that's cool.
obviously.
Apparently, we
well,
have some. You
I thought Helvig was gonna.
okay? All right.
I mean,
we'll talk
if-
later then.
If three's.
Ooh. You guys can talk now if you want.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna just like awkwardly sit like a meter away. Like I'm in the conversation, but not because I'm really confused.
Sel,
as
just
to
come
what's
here.
happening.
Just come here. It's okay. It's all right.
All right. Sorry, mate.
It's
Not good at this kind of stuff. Now slap
No, it's-
Smoothie on the shoulder.
It is. I'm definitely appreciating the fact that I'm consoling you two, and I just wanted to be left alone. But that's amazing. Cool. So what's up?
I am going to look helplessly at Helvig.
Really? He just says.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we're going to fight a witch tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, this is like well, we didn't used to do this with the defenders, but then we get into a tiff, so then we decided to, talk more openly to each other about stuff.
We have a tiff.
No. It's just I'm just saying anecdotally that when we don't and we're trying to put the burden of everyone's shoulders on our thing, we're not really like much of a team.
Yeah.
And then we kind of figured that out.
Okay.
So I know that like we're
I'm
we're
sorry.
a new crew, but
I'm sorry that you feel you have to do that. I was just trying to be quiet and mind my own business. I'm sorry.
no, that's all right. You don't have to be sorry about that. If that's what like you really want, just some alone time.
No, it's okay. Is there?
Helvig is trying to ask you what's wrong, kid, because we're a team now and we're trying to be here for you.
Yeah, I can see.
I just go.
In the distance,
are you
can
okay?
hear. In the distance, you can hear. Yeah. As
What?
Esmeralda casts magic missile, and a trio of white bolts shoot out of her hand and strike a squirrel in a tree about 30 feet away.
Oh, I
The
guess she's
squirrel
hunting.
drops, and then a mage hand picks it up and carries it back to Esmeralda. She said, "Sorry, carry on."
Oh,
Trish, I'm assuming you're nearby. Can you hear this? Do you want to join the circle?
Trish's head sticks out from the nearest tree.
Oh no! Wait! Esmeralda, you got any beer in that cart?
What do you mean, beer?
Or like whiskey, whatever. Or like mead, what the fuck? I don't care. Something to drink. If you're gonna have a D&M, you need something to drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Esmeralda comes over with a bottle of mead.
Perfect.
And hands out 3 large glasses and a small one to smoothie. No, of course not. 4 equally sized glasses. And fills them all up, like, deliberately the exact same amount.
Okay.
Weird flex on your measuring skills, but okay.
Trish,
Alright.
are you here? Are you coming? You want to sit down? Since we're
Sure.
doing this.
All right, I come over and I
Cheers.
say, look, I don't know what you're going through, but I hope you get through it because you seem like a very good person. And if it would ever help to talk about it, we're all here for you because we want you to be okay because you're a good person.
Yeah. All right.
Why didn't you go with Trish to begin with? She's obviously the best at this.
Because this made for a more fun.
It definitely
play
did.
with.
No.
This is
No.
our vibe.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
Josh very much
I don't know.
understands why this
Dumb
is
and
about.
dumber over here. And I just wanted an excuse to have a
You're
meal,
on-
let's be honest.
You're on fucking smoothie duty. God damn it. No. Okay. Okay. Look. Again, I'm really sorry that I gave that impression. I'm sorry that I'm bringing you guys down. I don't mean to.
I don't think that's what they're upset about, as Esmeralda sits.
I just exhale and then like fire, just like.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have to
yeah.
apologize for your feelings. We've all gone through stuff. It's natural.
Okay. Just a second. Just trying to bring something up. Dollar hic tibi proderit olum. Know what that means?
Nope.
Is that thieves' cant?
It's like
I didn't know you were a thief.
I don't actually know. Like Gramps always used to say it. I guess maybe we had a language once.
Oh.
Maybe we had our own god. I don't know, but it means someday this pain will be useful to you.
Ah, beat me. Esmeralda says, I believe it's the whole one is perfer et odober dollar tibi. Be patient and tough. It's the first part.
Okay. Where are we going? with this?
You're here talking to me. I'm just trying to explain.
Mm.
That's what I was always told. How do I describe this? I'm not doing it very
You were
good job.
told to swallow it and use it.
When I was really young, Gramps took me to a family, and we didn't have. And I just kind of make my fingers glow. We didn't have anything. We were the only people that could reach them. And the kid, she was 4. Her name was Skylar. And she was dying. And there was nothing we could do. We could only make it easier for her. We tried. We tried everything, but her body was so tough. We kept trying to cut it out of her, but it just kept growing back. And that's when I first heard it, and he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to the father. And I just remember him saying, it's against the rules. It's against the rules of the universe. And she died. And then we kept going, and then all this stuff you already know. But my grandpa did his best. And he believed what he said. And I'll show them the jetpack, the little backpack. And it is actually broken, but it is with tiny little fists dented in.
Aw.
I
Right.
don't know what to do with this. I don't know where to put it. I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it belongs. I don't appreciate people insinuating to me that I'm stupid or naive for wanting to give people a chance, even this witch, so I can defend myself. Because I lived in that world. I live in this world where little girls die at 4 because they can't get what they need. And I'm lots of things, but I'm not stupid. And I just need you all to understand that if that's what we need to do, if that's what happens with the witch or with Strahd or with anybody else, and we need to defend ourselves, that's what we're going to do. And I understand that, and I will help. But I don't like the way you two look at me when I tell you that I want to hear out and I want to listen. Because if I didn't have that, if I didn't have this understanding, if I didn't get to talk to the man that caused all this, I don't know if I could wake up again tomorrow. Does that make any sense?
When you say you two, who are you looking
Helvig
at?
and Trish.
Have a
Right.
control.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
And I probably could have slept on it, but you asked.
No.
Happy?
Yeah.
It is better out than in. Now they know.
Yeah.
Knowing is half the battle. The other half is violence. Normally.
Not sure now is the time, Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Read the tone.
Apologies. I don't normally drink my own self.
I'm gonna take a big gulp, and I just go.
Esmeralda's drawn.
The truth is, Trish, I envy you. I can see that you, at the very least, know how to get that out. I don't. But I'm not stupid.
Well, I'm speaking for myself here, kid, but I don't think anyone thinks you're stupid.
Well, I certainly thought of him as naive. I'm not gonna take that back or anything. As in, I'm not gonna try and defend my past self for thinking that, because I for sure did. And I'm glad to hear that that's how you feel. And I'm sorry that you felt that way. It's just that how do I put this? Looking at you, I can't help but look back at myself. The wide-eyed wonder. The hope. As much as I'd like to try and keep that alive, the world doesn't seem that fair.
No, it's not. It's
That's
a
all I
choice.
think.
It's a choice I make every day. And if you're talking about what I was like in what it was like in the wood, that's because you don't know. You can't. You don't have what I told you. That story is not a problem for you. I saw it. You have magic everywhere. You have the gods right there with you. It's not the same here.
Well, that's what I like about you, kid. You hope. What's the point if you lose that?
Yeah. I mean, it's abundant over there. People are still in pain.
Yeah. Pain is shit. But
Obviously, this place absolutely sucks.
I was gonna say you're not gonna win that argument with
it
me.
is
I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to have like a quill measuring contest here of like whose pain is worse pain. Everyone's pain is valid. It's more like I just cannot fathom it.
No,
that
you can't.
You yourself make that choice every time. The only explanation in my head, at least at the time, I thought I kept that to myself. Apparently, you read through me, and that's cool too. Is that surely this person is naive? And I'm sorry that hurt you. As in, I'm sorry I have inflicted that emotional pain upon you. I didn't mean it. And moving forward, I'll try and respect that more. I think you'll have your moment. I think we'll all have our moments. And by that, for clarity's sake, I think you'll have your talk.
Trish.
Yeah?
Do you think you could help me fix this? You were good at, what was it called? Scrounge?
Scroungecraft.
I kind of dented it.
Sure. It would be my pleasure.
Okay, well, anything else we need to clear the air with?
good chat. More made.
Esmeralda hands Selenox the bottle and says, "You'll probably get your chance. He does like to play with his food."
Yeah.
And Smoothie, next time you want to punch something, I'm free for a bit of battle practice.
I know.
There are tools. If you look at the front of the cart, fourth panel from the left,
All right.
hit it hard about 2/3 of the way up.
You're not telling me you literally have everything in this cart.
Not everything. No, it can't fly yet, though.
Well, we should talk about that because maybe
Yeah,
I can work on that with you. And that,
yeah.
Elvic
Maybe
just
not the
smiles
whole
at them.
cart. Maybe just the canoe.
That's cool.
Who bought a flying canoe? That sounds dangerous.
It's a bit of an oxymoron, but I'm here for it.
Anything can fly if you throw it hard enough.
That's true. Trish, maybe we should work on it now? So I can fly in the battle?
Sure. I'll fix it for you.
Anyone else for some more mead?
Oh yeah, yes, please. I was so focused, I didn't even take a sip of mine. So he just skulls it and
Yeah,
gets
and
more.
Tops Helvig up. And while we're on the having a chat, Smoothie here pointed out to me, Trish, that I may have misread a situation earlier.
Helvig goes more into his drink.
Elsewhere, I must check on this too.
I need to go for another reason. No,
Wait, I thought we were being open. Where the fuck
And
is
a
everyone
second squirrel falls from the tree.
I'm like, oh well.
No, we can be open.
no,
If
that was a joke. I
Yeah.
understand.
Sorry if I overstepped something or said something. I'm used to having a banter with the troops. It's what we do. It's my kind of affection, I guess. Not
I've
good at
got the
other
bruises
types.
to prove it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that was a joke. See, that's how it feels when you make a joke, and yeah, you're on the end now. Poo poo.
well, I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be.
I said pew pew.
All right, no worries, kid. You want some more meat? Yeah. Sorry, Trish. Anyway, if I
If you what?
offended you in any way, it wasn't my intention. But intention isn't only well, results sometimes aren't what you intended, I guess.
So you're saying you're sorry for the result of what you said? You're sorry that I got upset?
No, I'm sorry that what I did upset with you.
You're sorry that what you did upset me?
Yeah.
I'm like next to Trish, like, ooh, something
Is it-
else. Something else, dude.
Is that
Sell?
yeah?
Are you gonna do it again?
Well, no, if that's not, I'll try
Stick
not
with,
to.
Stick with the first word.
Yeah, okay, no. I tease people sometimes. I don't know, I don't mean anything by it. But yeah, sure. No, if you don't like it, won't do it to you.
Okay.
Good chat.
He drinks more mead.
Okay.
Drinking mead intensifies.
I hang out
was
with you
gonna
guys too long, I'm gonna run out of mead.
I was gonna say to Trish, if you follow me over to the repair thing, it's like, I was this close to casting calm emotions on you too.
All right, well, let's get this thing fixed, shall we?
Well, I mean, is that okay?
It's fine. I like fixing things.
I had a feeling. I'm not gonna. I think if I might put in one thing, and I'm helping her, like handing tools over to you, we'll say, as I'm like, like doing this. Trish, you, the same reason I trip on my words is maybe the same reason that Sal kind of doesn't know what to say to you. When you are, I think it's a good trait of yours actually. It's but it's, you puff up. Have you noticed that?
I puff up.
Yeah.
And that's why she said what she said.
Just now?
No, I'm talking about earlier.
No, that's just her. I guess I'm more used to kind of being a bit of a, and I'm not used to anyone treating me like anything. I don't get to stay for very long. Am I saying the wrong thing again?
Look, let's just get this thing repaired.
Okay.
Really, Selenox? That's what you say? You say yes to you're sorry that what you did upset her?
Yeah, because I wouldn't have done it if I knew it would upset her. I don't understand what I did wrong now.
Neither does Josh.
I was trying to apologize, which is not something I do often, by the way.
No, it's like you blamed her for being upset.
I wasn't blaming her for being upset.
I know. But the question was phrased like you were.
Oh, what was I supposed to say?
I mean, at least it's like cleared up. I guess
Work
in
in
that
progress.
Doesn't feel cleared up. Feels like she's more pissed off at me now than she was when I said in the first fucking place.
I think, well, what do you think of Trish first? What do you think of her?
I think she's a tough
Mm-hmm.
fighter and
Mm-hmm.
cool. I guess. I don't know you guys that well yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's tough.
Yeah.
Josh, if my hearing is as good as it is, could I have heard that and then do the thaumaturgy when she said nice things?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So I'll just
I
put a
don't
little
think-
microphone over him.
None of this is happening more than like 30 feet away from each other.
I'm also not sure that Trish would be ecstatic that the word that Thelanox uses is dumb. I'm not sure.
No, that's what,
I don't
that's
think
why
so
I'm about
either.
to
Like,
correct you.
I mean, she clearly cares about people and things. Like
Yeah.
the vampire stuff was intense.
Yeah.
But I don't understand where you're going with this line of questioning, mate. Like, what do you want me to tell you? I'm not good at people shit.
Well, not that I know, but I think I'm learning that now more clearly. Actually, not your fault at all. It's just getting to know each other more. It's more like I don't know how else to put this, but for the defenders, Trish is basically like our mom. I hope you have a
Alright.
good mom. I hope that's not like, yeah, moms are. She's
Nah.
like the most loving and caring person I've ever met that is not like my actual parents.
Well, that's nice.
And she comes from a lovely family as well. But what I mean to say is, she's not some stone wall creature thing that's just stomping her way through her enemies whatsoever or whatever. You know? She's not like a born soldier. She's not. I mean, we're technically all not some grand heroes. We just happen to be there at the right time, at the right place, doing what we can.
Well, like, yeah, of course. Like, I mean, I don't expect her to be some machine or whatever. She feels. We all feel. Not like I don't feel.
Yeah.
I just.
And we're not in some like, we're not part of the Perch Guard or anything. That seems to be like what you're hinting at with the troop and stuff. So we're not used to that.
Yeah, I know. I get that you were not used to that. It's just you came across as knowing what you're doing, and I thought you might have had similar experiences, I guess, in terms of interacting with soldiers. But my bad, and I intended to apologize for any offense I caused, but obviously I didn't do that well enough. So, if you have any advice, feel free.
Oh,
honestly, I'm starting to get a bit pissed myself. I was trying to do the right fucking thing.
I mean, one, that's the more important part. It's alright to fuck up. We're not all perfect. I'll get back to you on that one. I'm not really the wisest person of us. I just hope we're ready for tomorrow, to be honest. That's where my head's at.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight, I reckon.
I think while this conversation's happening, if Trish is down for it, we don't have to roleplay it, but like Smoothie would just kind of ask her about her family, and about Humblewood, and he will be glued on every answer.
I don't disagree, Bishop Blood. The social boss battle is pretty exhilarating. This is definitely more fraught than any fight they've had so far, with the exception possibly of the vampires.
This needed to
happen.
happen.
It needed to happen. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Rachel?
I think Trish would answer you. She probably wouldn't go in super detail, but she'll talk to you a little bit while she's fixing stuff.
Fair enough. If he picks up that she doesn't want to speak, he will stop speaking.
She's just, I think you're just getting exhausted. That's the vibe she's giving off. She's just tired.
Fair enough. All right.
She also may be pondering on the fact that if you wait another day, you will be one day away from running out of time on her murder clock.
So I have to kill someone tomorrow, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Actually, I do have one question that's kind of important. Kesh is your best friend? It sounded like it. What's that like?
Oh, well, it's great, you know? Someone to rely on, someone to talk to when you need it. It's good.
You come from a nice place.
I do.
Thanks for doing this. I won't let you down. And I'll toddle off.
Trish, a sleight of hand check, please.
Alrighty.
What? What did you do?
This is for fixing the thing.
What did you do?
She's ridiculously good at this, so yeah, a 25, yeah. Trish, it takes you about 25 minutes.
You can see there's like blood in the cracks. Like I hit it hard.
Yeah. You probably don't manage to get the dents out, but you managed to find a workaround. You maybe press a couple of them out with a hammer. But yeah, it's not smooth and shiny. But it is, yeah. It is functional again. In fact, we can have someone in chat say, Omi, for example. Omi, roll me a D100, and Jack, roll me a D20.
Okay.
And pick highs or lows. I'm doing some complex math.
This is what I
69!
Get this is what I get for actually making a flavor out of cleric ability.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what it means, so aim
You
high
don't
for
know what it
everything.
means. Okay, high. Noted.
8.
8.
I've got inspiration. Let's roll again. Unless that's a good thing. I don't know what it means.
I've never seen anybody use
Your choice.
highs or lows.
Your
roll.
I don't know,
choice.
but I don't know what I'm rolling
You don't
for.
know what it means. Exactly.
Okay,
you guessed
well,
wrong,
at least it gives
though,
me
so
a better
maybe...
chance of getting the better thing,
Yeah,
presumably. So, okay, well, those are the spectrums.
19.
Okay.
All right. 19 was the number you needed. What is the fly speed granted to you by that backpack?
Let's find out. I believe it's my movement speed, which is 25.
In which case, the fly speed has increased to 35 feet.
Trish, you
Yo.
boss.
Let's go.
Amazing. Okay.
Basically, the complex mental arithmetic I was doing in my head was the number Omi rolls. Jack has to be. It will either be relatively close to 50 or relatively close to 100. If Jack manages to roll above 10 and get Jack says high, so he rolls above 10. So if you are within what you rolled, to either 50 or 100 of what Omi rolled, then you get the good thing. And you were just on it. 69 was pretty hard to hit, and you got 60 exactly. So,
All right then.
yeah.
Why don't we test drive it then? It's like, okay, well, why don't we? Okay. Whoa, Trish, what did you do? This is amazing.
You are only a kilometer
Wow.
away from the person.
I'm okay with it. I'll catch myself like halfway through the shout.
Look at
Push tech, yeah. Bitches love me because they know I can rock. Exactly. And also we got the sex cult number, so there's a sex cult in Barovia now.
Do we all get inspiration because it was
I
a
hate
sex cult number for an important role?
We are only 19,
Damn.
however, followers away from 600, which would be inspiration.
Yeah.
So if you aren't following already, please smash that follow button, you bloody champions, as we go for a quick breaklet. Unless there's anything anybody else would like to say before
No,
bedtime.
let's kill a witch.
That was
Let's do it.
good.
Okay, let's go kill a
was
witch.
good.
All right, that was excellent. Really great. That's all of our favorite moments. Now let's go and have some combat.
Yeah, apparently
Bishop
so, yeah.
Blood wants to name the sex cult leader. All right, Bishop Blood. Yeah, you can shoot me a name for the sex cult leader. That
Of
means they'll
course
know
they
when they've
do.
met them. Okay, here we go. We're going to go for a quick breaklet, and we'll be back at 5 to 10. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Vast ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys. We be back for more Humblewood. Strumblewood, if you will. Yeah, let's go kill a thing, maybe with a heart. I don't know, not a doctor. And that's the fun. So, yeah, you have an 8-hour thing. You started about 2, so it's nearing midnight now. You weren't silent, but you were a kilometer away. So, you know, you probably, thank you. Thank you, Laurite. So you probably were, like, not observed having these angry conversations that you were having. You missed a bunch, Laurite. It's a
What
thing.
angry conversation?
What?
We're fine.
What? And there was a fair amount of mead being consumed. So you probably need the full 8 hours to sober up before having this confrontation. So what is the planlet? What are you doing? How are you going about
the
this?
The goat plan.
The goat pen? So you're going to sneak around to the goat pen and utilize the goat pen to summon the witch
I
from
think
within her house?
we also
moves?
discussed possible like booby trap ambush stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. And Smoothie wanted to be the one to set it off because, as he explained, he wants to give the witch a chance to not be a witch.
Not be that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which she will.
Just we are taking the witch on. We're not just distracting them and getting them to chase goats. We're gonna kill the witch.
I
Yeah.
I
If they
get the
aren't.
feeling I get the
What
feeling
is-
that if the goats happen, she will either chase them or come at me. If she chases them, maybe Trish, you can go in and take some stuff. And we might call it a win then. But more likely, I'd say 75 to 25, she's gonna come straight at me.
Okay. I'll find the place to perch as I summon Pier, and he basically transforms into a sniper rifle because my Eldritch Blast is 300 feet.
Trish, you look like you wanted to talk.
I was just gonna say, if we're going to be meeting her on our own grounds, then we should make the grounds to our advantage. Set
Mhm.
some non-lethal booby traps that might slow down her big house legs, trap her if we
Okay.
need to, set some stuff up before we
Yeah.
summon her.
Oh,
Yeah,
I really
I
hope
don't-
the house doesn't come as well.
I mean, if we can.
If it's possible for me to get a good look at him, I might be able to work some stuff out about him before we get into the actual battle. The witch, or
You definitely have an opportunity to observe the house.
I was gonna say, if the house is classed as a creature, I could find out some stuff about the house.
Creatures aren't a class of thing. It's anything that moves is a creature, technically speaking, I believe, as far as the rules are concerned. So if it's got a stat block, you can do what you're thinking of doing to it. The house does have a stat block, so you can do that. Trish, please make me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence. The DC is quite high.
Okay.
But there is a chance you might learn something or realize, given the conversation you just had. No.
Ugh.
That's okay.
Nope. Oh dear.
Constructs don't count as creatures. I'm actually not even sure it is a construct. Oh, it is a construct. Yeah, apologies. Yeah, that's
so
true.
I can't find out about the house.
Not about the house.
All right, but yeah. So if I can get if I can get a minute look at Baba What's-It, I can work out a little bit of what we're dealing with.
That's a good idea.
I feel like you might not get a minute.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't get a minute, I don't get a minute. But if there's a way that we can work this plan where I can observe them for a minute.
Constructs are a creature type.
All right.
If the spell doesn't work on constructs, then it will specify. But they are a creature type. They are artificial creatures, but they are a creature type. Yeah.
All right. Well, whether you would like to know something about the house or something about Baba What's-It, I mean, if I can find out something about the house now and then try and find out something about, depending on how long I get a look at the witch.
Sure.
Not costing me anything, so.
How do you plan to get close, Sal? You're not very quiet.
Well, I believe as long as I have eyes, I don't see why I couldn't. It doesn't have a distance on there.
Yeah.
In which
I think
case
your
you can
thing was
be
if you have a convo.
Pardon?
I
Sorry.
think you, if I'm remembering it right, that's your know your enemy. That's you have to have a convo with the thing for a minute.
No, you just have to look at it.
If you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, you can learn information about its capabilities compared to your
Just
own.
observe it.
Let's go.
Very useful. If you are wanting to do that, you can learn, I think, only a limited number of things, and you have to pick them.
Yeah, so it's strength score, dex score, constitution score, armor class, current HP, total class levels, or fighter class levels.
And you learn how many of them.
2.
Yeah. So
Two.
I have to choose
2 of those.
No, I think it's just 1. If you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting, you can learn information.
In regard to 2 of the following.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not on my page. All right.
You can pick 2.
Oh, yeah.
It'll probably have limited it down a little bit for D&D Beyond. I thought it was 2. Yeah. So pick 2 of those things you would like to know about the tree house thing. I did see that, Bishop Blood. Thank you. I've got it written down. The gushing grouse is down.
I'm gonna actually ask before I start observing. I'm gonna ask if there's anything that anyone would feel would be beneficial to find out.
HP, armor class.
Well, I mean, it looks like it moves.
It is every now and again. It is taking a spider-like step. For those just joining or those who were not previously aware of it. So Baba Lysaga's creeping hut is an 8-legged gargantuan construct. It has a small shack, a 15-foot square shack, perched upon a large tree stump. The tree stump has numerous roots, more than 8, but the 8 big ones serve as its legs, and it is standing in about probably 5 feet of water, but it's like bog. You could move through it, it would count as difficult terrain, and every now and again it adjusts itself to stick with the current. However, there is out the front door is parked an upside down floating hugeman skull, and the skull of a hill hugeman actually, and which it floats above the water level, and a couple of cages full of angry ravens outside the front door, which have not stopped cawing the entire time. It occasionally does move. It is clearly capable of movement, but it ain't doing it right now. So what would you like to know?
So I can find out how many hits it's going to take to down it if we need to, or...
Yeah, none of the stats I care about much. Like the strength, dex, or con, personally.
About a
Armor
house,
class
you can
would be
assume
useful.
certain things.
Yeah.
Like
armor
its
class
dex
would be
probably ain't
useful.
great.
So I was thinking I'd find out how much... I feel weird saying that in character. I'm not saying that in character. HP.
How
Yeah.
hardy it is.
Yeah, how hardy it is. And maybe what it will take to hit it, unless anyone particularly wants to know how much experience it has.
It's a house.
Yeah, but it might be a really experienced house.
Just go with the first two. That sounds good.
Alright, armor class and HP.
Yep.
Look at the gams on that dwelling. Alright, the creeping hut has 263 hit points.
Yo.
Fortunately, and it has 16 AC.
How many and 63?
200.
263, and a natural armor class of 16, because it's a tree, which we may not be able to dodge particularly quickly. It is fairly hardy.
Do
Okay.
any of you think? Were you guys?
And I would
were
give you
finished?
one
Go ahead.
other thing related to the armor class, Selenox. And this isn't a massive leap of logic, assume it is magically animated, and that's partially why.
Partially why.
Stupid.
Partially why it
Magics.
has, it has such an high armor class, things like that, you know.
Right.
Why it is so
Magic.
durable.
Right. So,
To put it
Yeah,
in
it's pretty
Selenox, to put it in like character terms, this would be significantly harder to demolish than a normal house. It would also require like hitting in a particular manner or with a particular level of strength to even damage it at all. Both of those things are not true of a normal house, and therefore, which is what Selenox is getting from her observations, and it is fair to assume that it is magically empowered, because it is. Exactly, Law, right? Don't all magic creepy huts walk around on their own?
yeah, I mean, I met a few, but whatever.
Who hasn't?
I'm
Who hasn't?
gonna share. So I share that with
Yeah.
the group.
Okay, that's not too hard. Sure.
Do any of you actually? There's a meta question first, because this would
Okay.
be relevant. Josh, how close are we to the river?
Are
How
you to
close
the
will
river?
be Baba to the river?
How close is the Bubba to the river? Let me just check the map. Apologies.
Six
good.
spell time.
Good question. Quite a while.
Just put the whole fucking thing in the river. Bye.
So the house is about 800 feet from the river.
Okay.
So is the Bubba at the moment. The goat pen is only about 500 feet from the river. But it is standing in bog, which is only like twice, or only half as deep as the river.
So when you say bog, do you mean water? Is that water?
Yeah, it's sort of, marshy, swampy, boggy situation.
And it's connected to the river, so therefore
Yeah.
I could kind of Okay.
Siphon
Yeah.
from the river.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, I think I can do a thing. Okay. All right. This is not
Let's
exactly what
go.
I necessarily planned to do, but I actually think this is going to work.
Who have we lost now? Rach as well. Okay.
Oh,
Great.
jeez.
Ah,
Oh no, that means I'm next on the list.
Or me. But if I go, you're all fucked.
I just pissed her off too much.
No, flips table, leaves.
This
I don't think I did anything wrong this time.
It's the way you said it.
Ah.
Well, I guess
I
I'll
like how I'm
tell the
just like,
plan while we're
hello.
waiting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as, and I think that this
Oh,
is actually
meta.
somewhat a Trish relevant question, but we can kind of decide. So the traps that I have available all glow. So Glyph of Warding could work, but and it could do some damage. I'm thinking it might actually be better to cast a magic circle, which is basically a barrier. So when the Fae kind of comes for us, she can't close the distance.
Do we know she's a fae?
Smith is going to make that assumption,
Okay, that's
just
fine.
based on instinct.
Yeah.
And also, it like, does he know what a Fae is? Well, that's what the spell says. So I got to pick something. But he will, yeah. So basically, he will kind of work it out, and I think there's also control water. So basically, I could, if I think I have access to enough water, I'm going to read it verbatim. Until the spell ends, you control any freestanding water inside an area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side. Not sure exactly what that means, but you can choose from any of the following effects when you cast this spell. So
the maximum area you can do is 100 deep.
100 feet. Yeah, that sounds right.
100 feet square thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm not sure I can do what I need to do because I can't imagine it'd be that much water. In a bog.
In a bog, in 100 square feet. Yeah, I don't think that's
because it's 500 feet, isn't it? Yeah, damn, that would have been really cool.
I'm not adjusting the cameras, by the way, because I hope Rachel will come home soon. But
yeah, we're just doing like.
Yeah, we're just all like
reframing
moving around.
ourselves.
I mean, the only person who actually has to do anything silly is me. So
Is
yeah,
you, yeah.
I moved right to the other side of my desk.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yep, same.
Could we possibly lure them that far? Because that would be useful. It does a lot of
the
damage.
water?
Maybe.
Was the river like? I mean, I know that it'll be substantially more water than the bog, but how much more water?
It says it requires a body of water at least 50 feet square and 25 feet deep. Does that seem plausible, Josh, or no?
The river is 10 feet deep.
Okay, no chance. Never mind. Okay.
Rip.
The whole way across.
It is described as it is very shallow but quite strong current. And Esmeralda, having sailed it, would be able to tell you that.
All right.
She would say, "I don't think at any point it was that deep."
In that case, the concept I've got left is if we can cover a glyph. Now, that said, it's a glyph of warning and she's in the house. So what I'm thinking is probably going to happen is if we set up the glyph of warding, we can basically cast a meld into stone spell, which basically can put them in there, and once they remove themselves, it actually does damage.
So wouldn't the hope be that when Bubba What's It comes our way, she doesn't do so in the house?
Yeah, that we don't know enough. Like she might. My assumption is that she will attack from inside the house, and the house will continue, which will mean like we can take care of the house at least temporarily by basically bogging it, right? if we
Alright.
use this.
I
And
see.
but it requires like I don't think the house is smart enough to avoid it, but she probably pilots it. And if she sees a big glowing thing, she's probably going to go around.
All right,
And-
just
but
put
we
some
need-
shit on top of it.
We
Yeah,
need to
can we
cover it.
scrounge
Exactly.
Scroungecraft probably will do that. Scroungecraft the cover for it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we approve of the idea?
Yeah,
down for it?
I mean,
Yeah,
the only
maybe
trap
so.
I've got is me. So
I am the trap.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't going
I
to be
am the
that quite
catfish.
like.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fly around being a pest.
Oh, you're going to fly again, are you? You're not coming down to the ground this time. All right.
Yeah, it's just so I can move more.
Yeah, fair enough.
Impossible.
Do
You
you,
got
want to
any-
fly? I can target 2 people.
Well, I mean, actually, it would probably make sense if. Well, is that 2 people including yourself?
That's right.
Well,
Or
then-
2 other people if I'm not targeting myself, which I can do.
So 2
Well-
people, including you, or 1 person.
No. One person. Sorry, one person.
You and 1 other person.
Yeah.
So is
2 per spell. 2 per spell.
is Trish going to be in the air again?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm happy to go on aerial, but I also kind of feel like shouldn't just leave one person on the ground. So I
Yeah.
reckon Trish
Esmeralda says, I will be with you, and I don't fly.
Yeah, so I reckon at least a couple of ground troops. And I don't know, I'm not really that good at range anyway. So ground makes sense for me, but you know what? If you see any of us getting real bloody, maybe come and give us a hand.
Yeah, that's why I wanna fly so I can move faster.
Yeah, cool.
So Trish, what we were discussing, and Smithy will look directly at you, is basically there's a trap that he can do that can basically cripple the house, and like basically bog it, keep it from moving for at least a round or 4. But it needs to be covered. But I'm gonna actually use a 4th level spell first and cast divination. Now, Josh, here's the thing. It requires 25 gold pieces worth of sacrifice relevant to my god. But Smoothie's never seen 25 gold pieces in his freaking life, I don't think. So would the wood burning that we talked about be a suitable replacement given the context?
Yeah, I'll allow it in this instance.
Okay. So basically, I'll read the spell. It says, I can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. Now, I have a question, which is, and all this is in character, but I'm just doing this quicker. Basically, the question is she going to ride the house as she goes for us? That's the question I want to ask. But if there's a better question that you guys can think of, then I will ask that. But
No, that's a good question.
It's a good
to ask,
question.
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will burn
So
it.
you're
then.
going to cast. Sorry, what spell?
Divination.
Divination.
Just the spell.
Was that a question for me?
I'm just trying to look up the actual spell. Here we go. You remember offering, ask single. Truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. In which case... Ooh. So, can you describe how you cast the spell, what it looks like? Because I presume you're casting it ritual style.
I think he will just kind of like take it out, and it's almost as casual or muscle memory as a as lighting a cigarette.
Mhm.
He doesn't know why he's doing it. He just feels compelled, and he takes this little wooden plaque, and he's got a couple of them. They're kind of shaped like coasters, and they've got this basically engraved version of the Titan symbol on it, just made with a dagger, and it burns very easily. It's kind of made of dry wood, and he will ask the question out loud.
I will say, Smoothie, that this is the last one of these that you have. Just for their creation is not simple, and I think your grandfather made them as a spell component for this purpose. So you don't have. This is the last one. You can do this for free. After that,
we better get some. We better get some valuable stuff, guys.
Okay. You feel the touch of Titan on your mind. You've interacted with this being before. It is very faint. And he says to you, "The only information I can give you, my friend, is that the one you ask about is protected from divination."
Burned it for that. Damn. Okay.
Wow.
Well, did you guys at least hear him? He's cool.
Hear what?
Damn it.
Esmeralda goes, "Well, that's what that was. I did not hear anything, but I felt a shiver."
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit more tired now because the hag is protected magically. Would you believe?
We're not
easy.
resting again, mate. Sorry.
No, not asking. Just
Yeah,
a little,
all
just a
right.
little annoyed.
Yeah, well, all
Trish,
good.
do you want to fly for the fight?
I will be keeping my feet firmly on the ground. If I'm going to fly, it's going to be in a flying canoe.
It's just
Ha! Canoes only, hey?
I have this in my head now.
yeah, fair enough. When you got
Maybe
an
I need
idea.
a small Hiscalia.
I think I might be better closer to the ground, but
All right.
I do have a suggestion. Well, Trish, do you think you can cover up my trap idea?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have one more thought. And I think you're faster than me. And why don't you open the gate? There's a circle I think I'm gonna make if you get into too much trouble. Maybe, I don't know. What sounds reasonable? 100 feet. I don't have the map in front of me, but you can get to that if it gets too hairy. But do you think you could do it? You could.
Of course. I can do
Okay.
that.
Helvig, mate.
Yeah.
If you
So-
cast your flying spell, is can you stay on the ground until you don't want to anymore? Or is it
Yes. You mean you can even move along the ground?
yeah. Can
With
I
it?
So well, I mean, what I was thinking was if Trish wants to stay on the ground as well, then if it's all the same to you, if you cast it on you and me, I'll start off as ground, but might be good to have some height on that house.
Sure. Yeah, you can do
So
that.
if you cast it on me as well, then I'll give you a hand in the air if it's necessary.
Yeah. You will also be much faster, so
Yeah, sweet.
if you
That's a good place to rendezvous. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a question about my usage. I am capable at range. I am very magically adept, but I am also good at stabbing things, and I am Vistani. And she looks at Smoothie and she says, "Now I could understand if you don't want me to indulge in quite a lot of that, and it might not necessarily be the best thing to do against a witch."
What do you
but
mean?
Well, there are a few things that those raised Vistani know how to do. It's just sort of something we learn. I
mean,
have.
Esmeralda, they hate me. I don't have anything against them.
I would not blame you if you did, though. But I can curse people. I also have what is called the evil eye.
Is that just you staring at somebody weirdly?
It starts that way, yes.
That
It
would
very
be
much.
how it worked
it's
if
a-
it was you, Eleanor.
It's a
No,
bar
Sylvie.
trick. She can just put her eyelid up, you know?
Yeah.
Well, do you think you can make it work with this trap idea? Because I'm thinking once we hobble the house, how do you think you would get in? And I think we want to try and lure the hag out. If we
I
want to
agree.
assume that.
I agree. You are opening the gate?
Yeah.
I will do what I do. I will assist Trish on the ground, and if it becomes necessary, I will switch to magic.
Okay.
Can you save some to let the birds out? Or do it like in the
I
middle?
was
so
planning
she's
on doing
absolutely
that.
like,
If the house is involved, then yes. But if we are wanting to separate her from the house, then I would suggest we wait and deal with the birds afterwards.
Yeah.
Fight them separately, yes?
Well,
Yeah.
I think.
mean-
Go ahead.
Best case scenario. Witch first, house next. I mean,
I do have-
I think she's going to be right in the house. I think I do think she's going to be in it and piloting it. There's no reason why she wouldn't be protected by it. So the only way that we're going to get her out is if we get this trap working. And
Yeah.
Trish, if you cover it, then if it works, then it will be hobbled. Yeah. And while all the while it's chasing you, because you've opened the gate. Yeah.
all right, let's do this.
All right. So, your plan is to cast Glyph of Warding.
So I
Yes.
would be going theoretically with Trish and/or Esmeralda, who could help me cover it up.
The
And
three
then
of
I
you
get out of the
go.
way and go to wherever we think the best rendezvous point is for Trish. And
You are
I'm-
wanting to do this in between where the house is and where you are luring the witch to, which is the
thinking.
goat pen.
Yeah, maybe like the best straight line.
Yep, that would be about 250 feet, like at about the rough midpoint. You don't want to go too close to the house, but you also don't want the house to get too close to you.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
I feel like I've missed a part of the plan. Why do we need a rendezvous? I thought we were just all.
The
gonna
four
be
of you
at
could
the
go
goats.
together, but the quieter ones could fly. Oh, the metal
right.
ones.
Trish
The
can
metal
bring
ones could fly
her-
and do it stealthy.
Trish is going to lure the house. Once the house is hobbled, the witch is probably going to want to kill her, and Trish can bring the rest to us, and we can go from there.
I see. So you are wanting to have that at.
I thought the goats
Oh.
were going to lure.
It will, but the
Yeah.
house needs to be dealt with first.
Right.
So you'll all be at the goat pen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Unless I'm missing. And then the glyph is going to be closer to the house so that on the way to the goat pen.
Can we be hidden by the goat pen?
The goat pen is right next to the ruins of the mansion.
Okay, that sounds reasonable then. I just didn't have visualization. So theoretically, yeah, we could cut the middleman and just hide, and Trish can basically do that with less steps.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I love it. All right. In which case, I will get a survival check with advantage from Trish because you have delegated her as the best person to hide a trap. Given
yeah,
that the glyph.
I'm coming along as well. I guess I don't
glows.
need to do anything other than
Yeah.
cast the spell, right? Yeah.
Esmeralda is quite good at survival. She's a +6.
Why survival and not sleight of hand? Am I not like scrounge crafting some leaves over it?
That's a very survival-y check.
Okay.
But you can help her if you like. She is, as I say, a +6. Survival.
Yeah, if we're doing it together, I'll help her. That's
Okay. In which case, let's have a couple of people in chat. Bishop Blood and the Lorite, would you mind rolling me a couple of exclamation mark survivals in chat, please?
I'm at the ruins with Selenox, just like waiting.
A
so I can
12
cast
from Bishop
fly.
Blood There may be a cooldown on it, alright, but we'll wait for you. 12 ain't bad. Plus her 6 is an 18. That's okay. Or just a d20, alright? Because it's functionally the same.
While that's happening,
Yep.
I would have asked Smoothie, this booby trap, is it going to be house specific, or if I step into it accidentally, am I fucked? I just need to know how careful I need to be.
I get the feeling I would know what this, but that's a good point.
Yeah,
I would. We don't want to trigger it early, so I would basically draw the symbols with a stick first, and show you what you need to cover, and then theoretically it will just go underneath because it's on the ground.
Okay, so I gotta,
you
if I
cover
have to lure it
preemptively.
in or something goes amiss, I have to make sure not to
Do
step
not
in
step
that
in
spot.
it.
Okay,
Esmeralda says,
good to
okay,
know.
we will be careful with this. So, Esmeralda, because the Lorite got a 17, plus Esmeralda's 6, so between her and Trish, Smoothie, it is very well covered.
Okay.
They rearrange, you've done it in a bit of marsh, and they rearrange the sort of, the long seagrass and weeds and stuff of it to completely disguise the fact. And it's you would have a good chance with
Okay.
It's very well done. Then you all head up to the goat pen.
Yeah.
And secrete yourselves, with the exception of Trish, in the ruins of the old mansion.
Hello.
No?
I'm secreted.
I have one question because meld into stone. I just want to make sure I'm being honest. Meld into stone does not have a saving throw. However, if you deem that it would, because it's happening to a creature, I will then hide within 60 feet, just in case I need to use my Invoke the Amaranthine.
Oh, okay.
Because technically it just happens.
Right.
Yeah, for the house to basically get stuck in the ground.
Okay. So the glyph of warding, if it goes off, then the spell meld into stone happens.
Technically, it just happens. Exactly. Like how it works is basically it says for your body, but like I've made it for a glyph of warding, which is rather large, and it's ready to go. So it's
That's
your
very
call.
cool. No, I would go with the wording of the spell. That's fine.
Understood. All right.
Yeah. But
I feel like a mad scientist.
There is presumably a spell save to free oneself, yes?
Yes. Do you want me to take that now?
Yes, that would be handy
All right.
to know. Just
No worries. So minor physical damage to the stone doesn't harm you. While merged with the stone, you can't see what's around outside it. You remain aware of the passage of time, and you can cast spells on yourself, blah, blah, blah. You can use your movement to leave the stone where you entered it, which ends the spell. Oof. Okay.
Because normally it's a beneficial thing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, it's meant to be a trap. Okay. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can still make this work. To the extent that you know the minor physical damage to the stone doesn't harm you, but it's partial destruction or a change in its shape to the extent that you no longer fit. Okay, I've got it. Ready? We're going to, well, I don't think we're going to necessarily hobble it, but we're going to do uber damage instead. So I'm going to cast 2 glyphs of warnings on top of each other. This one's explosive runes. And what that will do is when it triggers, it will do 5d8 damage, and then it will do an additional 66 because it's gone in, and then the ground is quaked, and it does 66.
So you're casting 2 glyphs of warding.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Blow it
Because
up.
if damage is done to the ground once it's in it, then that's what happens. That's how the spell works.
So
Okay.
Trish, don't step
Do
on
not
the
step
fucking
on this fucking thing.
God, you're just gonna immediately die. There's
Fucking
like
landmine.
Smoothie, I have one question.
One answer.
Firstly, the casting time for a glyph of warding is an hour.
Is it?
Yes.
Oof.
The
not one
second
question.
is that the components required is 200 gold pieces worth of powdered diamond.
I knew that.
You
I
just
remembered
described
that one.
400 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
boy.
have it. Oh,
No.
nice. Okay.
Super great idea.
control water. You would know that.
Oh.
I will even allow you to not have equipped Glyph of Warning. Because
I
I'm
knew
a nice
I looked at that
person.
spell and I was like,
It's very.
I looked at it for a long time and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. Okay. Sorry, guys.
No,
Wasted
you're good,
time.
man.
Okay.
It's a very cool idea. If you were
Yeah,
a rich
yeah.
boy, that would be
Oh, it's
fine.
not
Yeah.
even. You can't even do control wood
Magic
anymore.
circle. No, we can do. No, apparently not. Can't even do magic circle. Fuck me up the ass. Okay.
Do you want to fly? Oh, but you already have a jetpack.
Got a jetpack.
He has a jetpack.
What else can I do? No, I think I'll just I will get back to y'all because I don't know what else I can do. But at the very
In which
least,
case,
we can
let
ambush
us say Trish and Esmeralda with their scrounge crafting / survival. Trish, can I
Make a
get
pitfall trap?
Yeah. Can I was actually thinking, Trish, what would you do? You can't really dig a pitfall trap in a swamp. So,
Pitfall.
what would you suggest? What would Trish do? Esmeralda will hide it, you will build it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, we could still do it, couldn't we?
You could make
it'd
an
just be more
actual
old school.
trap. It's just, yeah, like a big spike pit or something, but not a spike pit. You can't dig a hole.
Okay, can't dig a hole, so that was my first plan, but that's fine. What's the one where you get like a bit of rope that loops around your foot, and when they step in it, you pull?
Oh, a snare. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
We could do like multiple snares to get several of its spider legs. Like maybe each of us holds a rope nearby, and if it steps in our rope, we yank.
Dig
Maybe
it.
we can get several legs. Top of the
Esmeralda
thing.
would say, well, we are not wanting to be near it, otherwise that defeats the point. But perhaps we anchor the ropes to various bits of ruin, and then when it gets stuck, the legs are not small. So it puts a leg in, lifts up, and the rope gets stuck around it. You only need to get one or two, and that'll slow it right down. If not necessarily stop it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Very well, then. Make me a sleight of hand for your scrounge crafting of this trip.
Let's go. Come on. Slap.
21.
I rolled a 9,
A
guys,
9,
and
but
that's a
she
21.
Very good at it. And that's the point of having a
cool
plus
costs
12.
money. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, religion's expensive, man.
The social commentary.
Yes,
Love
it's
it.
like
Dig into the muck, push poles in, and then the owie is set. Exactly. Yeah, you do that. You run, I would say there are 4 snares because you've got 4 lengths of rope long enough. You're probably going to harvest everybody's rope for this, but you can
Oh, my
retrieve it
rope.
later.
We could buy rope. It's just
Yeah.
rope. It's fine.
Esmeralda does have a 5th length of rope, so you can do 5 of them,
Cool.
which gives you a very good chance of getting at least one of them on its leg.
My
So
rope.
you don't rip the rope, you light the rope. So you go and set your trap, your ambush. I suppose now would be as good a time as any to swap over to our combat overlay.
overlay. Over yay.
Overway.
I mean, I'm keen to
So
kill a witch.
here we are.
Or not kill.
I am
Choose to
now
kill
because
the
I
witch.
had like a cool idea. I'm like, fuck you.
So
Take it out on
Esmeralda,
you.
Esmeralda and Smoothie are also hiding in the ruins.
Yeah.
And so Selenox will pop all of them here. These are the
Oh.
ruins. And
The
Trish,
ruins.
is that where you're happy to be, in the ruins?
Yeah, is that where the gate is?
There is no gate.
Ah.
Allow me to describe the structure you are standing next to.
Very well.
Very well.
ahead.
I allow it. So, back. The goat pen is about 120 feet across and roughly circular, as you can see. So far, so not horrible. There is no gate, and the fence is about 5 feet high, but about every 3 posts is a particularly tall one, with a mostly skinless skull of a person on top of it.
Ugh.
Awful. Awful.
Completely normal and groovy. There are 9 goats within the pen, and they all have the demeanor of kicked dogs.
Aww.
Like, they've been having a real shitty time in there. Like, it's
Aw.
super
Vibes.
not great for them. Not
Excellent
good
vibes all around.
Yeah, exactly. There is a mixture of different shaped skulls. You'd be familiar with most humble folk species skull shapes. There's a good cross section. There's no racism going on here. Everybody is equally dead.
I love me an
great.
equal opportunity skull
Equal
harvesting.
opportunity skull harvesting. Yeah. So yeah, you can break the fence to let the goats out, but yeah,
All right.
opening the gate, not so much.
I'll find the most breakable section and kick it to smithereens.
Cool. How far around the circle do you go? Basically, it's reasonably well made. It's designed to keep goats in. So where would you go? Move yourself on the map to where you'd be.
Okay,
because
is
it's
the
gonna set
hut
shit
north
off.
or south?
The hut is very much to the north. Yeah, northeast, but mostly north.
All right, so I'm gonna go a little. I'd go further south,
Okay. All right.
and then attack this bit of fence
Love it. Excellent.
there.
Okay. As you do this, the skulls atop the posts begin to emit eerie screams which raise in pitch and volume. All of them just yelling and bellowing fairly indistinctly.
Could I do one thing?
You
It
may.
has nothing. It has nothing to do with costs. But I want to be somewhat useful to this fucking bullshit. I'm going to cast Liamon's Tiny Hut for the same idea, which is basically if we're fucked, get in here.
Get inside.
So yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, they are all just squealing.
Wow.
And
She's really
you-
gotten their attention, huh?
Yep, that's fucked.
yep,
Oh, can I just say I have speedy boots activated?
noted. You hear the raucous cries of the crows in the background increase.
Yes, yes. Noise! Everyone's loud! Stupid fence! Come on!
You break the fence. The fence is broken.
Be free, strange creatures! Be free!
They are shying away from you. And
Maybe move away from the fence.
I don't know if she can hear us over the
so
the
Selenos,
stalls.
Helvig,
Yo,
Smoothie, and Esmeralda, are you
I'm waiting.
hiding in the ruins?
Yes, and I'm waiting for the house to be
But-
closer before making Selenos fly and myself.
But eyes towards the house.
Yeah. Make me stealth checks then, and because you've given yourself a little bit of time to prepare, you can add a +5 to each roll.
Wow. Wow.
Nice, Helvig.
23, which I
23,
probably
and then
needed
24.
because I've got a dome. So-
Sorry, do I roll
You are
another...
still with disadvantage, but you do get to add +5.
Right, okay, so...
Oh my god, you're all so stealthy today!
Is that a pair of 18s? No.
That's
No, an 18 and a
mathematically
19. That is ridiculous. On the other hand, Esmeralda just crit failed.
That's why we're stealthy. Is because Esmeralda's like, oops.
I mean,
You only have to be stealthier than
Yeah,
one
it's
person.
comparative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue we'd have to roll really shitty with a bunch of things screaming like 20 feet away to be...
Esmeralda, with a +5, still got a 13.
Amazing.
Because she's actually not dumb. So her stealth, she gets 12 plus. It'll be 7 plus 5 plus 1. So 13. So she's not awful. And there is the yelling, but that's why you get the +5. So yeah, it takes a little while. You wait maybe 20 seconds, Trish. No, about 30 seconds, and then hovering above the water comes into sight a giant skull. Upside
that was-
down, about 60 feet off the ground. Within it, you can see a hunched woman in tattered robes with a gnarled staff in her gnarled hands. Though furred, it is difficult to decide what breed she may once have been, as most signs have withered away. Her skin is drawn and her fur is patchy, though her eyes glow with an unholy malevolence. She cackles in glee as she sees you, and you should probably all roll initiative.
Oh God!
Can I ask before I roll initiative? Is there a minute that I have eyes
You would
on
not
them
have had eyes on her for a minute, no.
by the time she reaches us?
No.
Rip.
Yeah.
All right. What if I'm low in the initiative order?
If you are the very last in the initiative order, I'll allow it to be your first action.
Oh, nah, that's rough. All right.
Oh, shit, she
she
flies.
does not appear to have bothered to bring her house.
Okay, that takes care of
Fuck,
that.
I'm so glad that we spent an
We didn't.
hour setting a trap for
We
a
didn't.
fucking house
You
that
didn't.
never showed up to the
we
fucking
did spend-
party.
We did spend time trapping the place for
We
like.
spent about 10 minutes making snares for the house that isn't coming. So
That's so
Fine.
we
weird.
have
I would have brought the house. What
a
a dumb
21.
lady.
Well, she may yet. If she feels shit like at the moment, she's
Oh,
just
she's
checking out a
arrogant, is she?
disturbance
She's
at
like-
her goat pen.
I see.
She's that.
Isn't that the point? You were trying to lure her away from
No, I'm not
something.
mad. I'm just.
So Trish got a
Surprised.
21.
Yes.
Helvig got a 20.
That's
Baba
me.
Lysaga.
Does my fly go off now that she's here? Before
Oh yeah, your fly
stuff?
would have gone off. You did say that before, so that's a prepared action.
Yeah, I've cast fly on Southern Oxen myself. Though
Baba
as I do
Lysaga
that, I regret because Trish
got
needs to
a
kill somebody and
19.
she's flying.
Surely, if I'm last in the order, I had said I was going to watch her. Surely, I can have.
No, it doesn't because from her leaving the house to her arriving takes less than a minute. So she simply wasn't there.
And
long,
6-second
like-
rounds. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Fair.
Then Baba Lysaga is third in the initiative order with a 19. Smoothie, how did you do?
Got a
initiative?
9.
9. So Selenox is going to be fourth, 13, and Smoothie gets a 9, which beats Esmeralda's. Just check. Esmeralda is actually quite nippy. She's a plus 4.
Being at the bottom is not a bad thing. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
Esmeralda got a 10, and Smoothie got a 9. So, Trish, Baba Lysaga is floating above you, and she sees you and says, "Hello, my pretty! You're disturbing my goats!" Because that's what she sounds like, I have decided.
By the looks of them, they were pretty disturbed already.
Look, you're not wrong!
You are objectively correct.
True! What business have you
Having a
here?
conversation, but fuck it. Why'd you mess this whole town up?
It's what my boy would want.
Your boy's the worst.
Also objectively true. No,
What is
he
happening? I
is
just
what
like
his life
look at
has made
Selenox.
him.
Just because I care about him doesn't mean I can't see his flaws.
Any good mother could see. No. Trish, have your turn.
Is she on the map?
Oh, I apologize. Yes.
Okay.
Let's have Baba Lysaga. He'll be there.
Whoa.
She is not big, but she is floating 60 feet up in the air.
Yikes. All right. Well, I'm gonna move a little bit closer. Not too close.
You
A little
can
bit
now
closer.
enter the goat pen easily if you want, but yeah.
And give up my free cover if I need it. No, thank you.
Sure, okay.
And I'm gonna fire an arrow.
Sensible.
Yep.
Shoot her!
There we go. Ooh.
Misses. It comes very close, but it pings off the. She is standing within half cover. She is covered up to her waist by this giant skeleton skull.
Okay. Well, Okay, and I'm going to use my bonus action, annoyed as much with her as with myself, to go into a barbarian
Look.
rage.
Mistakes were made on both sides.
All this effort doing traps, setting free goats, and I can't even shoot her with an arrow. She's right there.
It's as well to note, the two goats nearest Trish have now started cautiously moving towards the exit that she created.
Please, yes, get free goats if nothing else comes from this.
They
We
are
wanna free some
scattering
goats.
beneath her. They're like, meh, meh.
Me.
They've got Stockholm syndrome they're slowly working through.
All right, I'm sad you had a shit day, but I'm glad we're helping make it better. I hope that it's us that's doing it.
Meh.
Meh. All right. Very well.
good for
Next in the
Adapi.
order is Helvig.
Yeah, well, before all of this, as I just kind of like pat Stellar Knox on the back, just like a sticky web strands of like fire, just like come out as like my hand like comes off of her shoulder, and then like strings on a loom, they just kind of weave into a jetpack.
Oh, fuck yeah. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no
Made
problem.
of fire.
Made of fire. And
Into
then
the fire.
I just go out like I jetpack my way to victory. And as I see her on her thing, that's so unfair. I just go with Peer. Eldritch
You are
Blast.
sniper rifling this. The
Yeah,
pier
yeah,
is at
yeah.
like full extent. His tail is curved a little bit, so it can be a stock. And yeah.
There's even some like, cause he's a small boy, so he's actually like there's some like floating bits. So it's like his bits aren't fully connected because he's so tiny and he's being a sniper rifle right now.
Oh. And this is such a nerd reference, but it's like a Forerunner gun from Halo.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, maybe.
Did
the
you
second
miss
one
two?
was fine.
Yeah.
This is fucking funny.
I have
Okay.
two.
24 hits.
Yeah,
24
yeah.
does in fact hit. The first one just pings off the skull and she says, "Stop
That's
it, you're
okay.
making it dirty." For 5 damage.
But
Baba Lysaga. Yes? But. Yes?
it's unfair for you to also be on your high perch, lady. As the Eldritch Blast that hit her explodes a second time, just concussively, so that it pushes her 10 feet. Fuck you.
Yes!
Off the thing, hopefully.
Ooh, so what's the save?
Repelling Blast. There is no save. It's just when I hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, I can push the creature up to 10 feet away from me in a straight line.
I'm gonna make it a save because she is fully
Go for it.
surrounded by like a wall. So it'd be quite hard to push her out of it. Particularly as the blast would have to come up and over the wall, so it'd be pushing her down in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm gonna make
Make it a save. I'm gonna keep
make it a
trying to
save.
do this
Um,
for my turns.
I rolled a 13 and her strength is a +4, so a 17. Does that beat
That's
your
okay.
DC?
No, my spell save DC normally.
Yes.
Pretty sure it does. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, she does not get pushed out. I'm afraid.
17, right?
It's
yeah,
good
that's-
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Might
trying
work
to do
next
that.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I keep flying
Love it.
this way, like, like really divide her attention.
Yeah, cool. Remember your 60-foot fly speed.
I have.
And Baba has taken 5 whole damage. Next,
I
it's
moved a
Baba
little bit too
Lysaga's
far.
turn.
Oof.
Baba Lysaga is going to... He goes, "Oh, there's another one. How delicious. I shall bathe in both of your blood. You'll make me so pretty.
Jason,
Come,
you
my
don't
little
have
ones.
any.
Then we'll see what you do have, my dear." And she is going to use her ability, Summon Swarms of Insects.
Sorry.
She summons 3 swarms of insects. And she has to do it within 60 feet of her. So she's going to do that. Need to find something to be...
Swarms of insects.
Only 2 of them are visible at the moment, I believe.
That's true. That isn't why she summoned 3.
Oh no, I was just being clear, so I don't get attacked.
Oh, true. Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, it's just us two being like, yo! Come get us, you bitch!
I'm gonna just gonna draw him on for the now.
You're like a 9-year-old going into someone's house. That's for giving bad Halloween candy. I'm gonna take your house.
To your hut.
Trick or treat, ladies!
Fuck you, Mrs. Miller.
Oh, all right. That's what she does with her turn. She is also going to fly a little bit closer. She sort of moves to the middle of the whole circle thing, so that she can actually cast it. And yes, she's going to actually. What am I doing? Erase that and that. She's going to draw a circle and cast 2 of them on Trish and 1 of them on Helvig.
Not the bees!
They are, in fact, bees. No bees! 1 is bees, 1 is flies, and 1 is crickets. Helvig's one is the bees. Trish has got flies and crickets, like locusts.
I feel like you do better with these.
Yeah. And that's her turn. Let us go to Selenox.
What's the flight speed?
60.
60 feet.
Alright.
And it's that or move. It's that or run. Like, you can either move your walking distance or your flying as your movement.
So just
Alright.
fly. Just fly.
So just fly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fly. But I'm not gonna get quite close enough.
Just like T-pose and fly 60 feet.
T-pose? What?
It's a video game thing.
Oh, okay.
Then the character stalls out and they just go back to basic character building.
Yeah, they just in a T-shape.
Sound like a T-shape. No.
Oh, right. Okay.
Ro is a gamer as well. I'm surprised you hadn't encountered that one.
I did, yeah. Alright, so, I'm gonna fly out of cover and directly towards her. And if my ruler is right, I believe I'll end up about there.
About there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But it means I am still not quite.
You can use your action to move even closer.
I'm not alone.
You can get on top of her.
Do
Like
a dash.
dashing, yeah.
Like a dash. Yeah, you can still dash with a flight speed.
You'll use the action search now.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about it. But if I use an action search, then I don't need to dash.
As
You
in,
get
like,
one
dash
action
and
one way or the
action
other.
Search to be like, meh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got a ranged weapon, you could use it. If you want to
Yeah.
go melee, then you'd have to dash and use your action surge.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think she has a ranged weapon.
No, I don't, because it got stolen. I never got my crossbow back. I got a dagger.
Oof.
I got 1 dagger.
Yeah. It's a lightning
Yeah.
dagger. It's great.
Just throw it at her face like, yeah.
You can dash in the meantime, Ro, and if you want to use your action surge, you can, or you can just be in her
why
face.
can't I? Because it.
Yeah, you can just be in her face.
Swarms of insects. 14. Amusingly,
now-
actually.
I reckon I'm gonna try and piss her off, and then I'll get to attack her hopefully when she attacks me. So I'm gonna throw my dagger at her.
Nice.
Nice.
My lightning dagger.
Dagger. Yep, very well. Make that attack roll.
Oh, fuck.
I was waiting for it. That's
Bing.
the theme.
Yep. She
Ding.
does duck, and it sort of dings off the
Ugh.
the rim of her pauldron, and she says, "Oh, where did you get that?"
Meh. Gets hit by a goat.
No, the goat.
Lands in goat. Goat dies.
Fuck off.
All right. No, it doesn't.
The goat deserves better.
Why?
Why?
What
Why
did I do
raining
to
daggers? I ram you.
Trish is not amused.
You do
yeah.
have an extra attack, but you can't do anything with it, so that's
Yeah,
that.
I can't reach him.
Alrighty. It's Esmeralda's turn then. Esmeralda is gonna say, No, you do it like this. And casts, she steps out, and casts, magic missile.
Yeah, well.
The thing that automatically hits. Yeah.
The auto hit spell,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I had one of those fucking things. Show off!
2 1s and a 4 for the damage. Plus. It's just plus 1, isn't it, each time? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So, 4 plus
9.
5, 9 points of magical force damage. Taking her to 14 points of damage. He says, like that, Selenox, you have to hit her.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm
mate.
doing what you do.
Breaking balls.
And then she actually is. No, she's happy where she is, I think.
Yeah.
Because she's like, do I help Trish yet? No, Trish has got the bugs, it's fine. Trish likes bugs, right? Speaking of the bugs, it is now the bugs' turn. So,
What?
the bugs are Baba Lysaga's allies and move on their own initiative. And I just rolled for it and they got a 9 plus 1. So they go directly after Esmeralda. And they are going to attack the 2 people that they are standing next to. So, Trish, you're going to get attacked twice by 2 swarms of insects. And
Gross.
Helvig will get 1.
On my cyber immune system. Let's
Yeah.
go.
The bites, it is a 19 to hit and a 14 to hit on Trish.
Only the 19 hits.
Only the
and
19
I'm gonna
hits.
uncanny dodge it.
Sensible. Hard to imagine how you uncanny dodge an entire
You do
swarm of
this.
flies, but
Listen,
you definitely do,
I know
and that's
exactly
fine.
how I do it.
on, then.
I've got my big floppy ears and my tail, and I bam around like a horse would.
Hell yeah, love it. So
Do you have the same expression as a horse when it's getting attention?
Yes, exactly.
44 plus 4 damage. No, it's 44, just 44. So you get bit by the swarm for 12 points of damage, half to 6. And it is piercing damage, so you are also raging, yes?
Yes, I am.
So you half to 3.
Oh no.
They are bugs. They should only do 3.
Yeah. And that's only because they're at full hit points. Helvig, on the other hand,
No, fuck off.
no.
Great.
The bees are like trying to sting you. You can feel them bing, bing, bing. Like they're just. I'm
find
imagining
the
he's
fleshy
not
bits.
even paying any attention. It's just sort
I
of
do not
they're
have
just
the
hitting
tail.
him and they're just like ah! With their tails and just going and now I'm dead. Crushing themselves against his metal.
I see.
Rip bees.
Which brings us to Smoothie.
Okay. I am going to come out a little bit and she will say he will say, why did I say she? I'm just looking at her, that's why. You've got a lot to answer for, and I'm going to hold a spell. And the trigger is when Selenox gets in her face. I will cast it.
Okay. So, are we giving her a chance?
I just got reminded that I was supposed to give him the moment, and I was like, "Oops, I shot her in
Didn't
the
happen.
face."
No.
Yeah.
No, you kind of just attacked, which is,
Yeah.
your whole thing.
I mean, I talked to her briefly, and she
you
seemed
did.
awful.
Yeah,
She did seem to have
she
a
didn't-
very intense.
She didn't look
need to
particularly
murder
remorseful.
you.
If she, I mean, we'll role play it out. Like basically, he's saying you got a lot to answer for. Why did you do it? We'll follow through with the natural conclusion.
She did answer that question. Trish was like, "Hey, why did you do with this?"
In
He
that
was like,
case,
this is what my boy
that's
would
not.
have wanted.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, honestly, that's enough for him. It's just like she's not sorry.
Yeah, she's
Clearly.
not at all. No.
Yep. So,
Away with it.
so he said you got a lot to answer for, and he will hold the spell.
Very well.
The trigger is
so
when
the
Sal knocks
spell-
in, gets in the face.
Do you mind if I ask what?
Yes, sure. It is silence.
Love it. Cool. Love it. Excellent. To be cast on that person or the
No,
area.
it is
an area,
it's a
isn't
zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Cool. Love it.
So you'll just hear Selenox like you'll see Selenox going like
In a silent, yeah, like you'll be in a Charlie Chaplin movie, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think we'll leave it there because it's like 10 to 10. So
my
we will,
God.
we'll stop mid-combat
Alright.
and come back to this next time. I have in no way regretting how long it took to get to the combat, but I'm glad that we're there now. So, thank you guys very much for playing. And chat, thank you very much for joining us. It's lovely to have you as always, you splendid individuals. Now, we're going to do what we do at the end of our streams that we like doing very much, because we've borrowed it from the Dreaded GM, and other people do it now as well. We're going to do our favorite moments, where we go around the table and discuss how well we did, and what we did well, and what you guys think we did well as well, which would be nice, because being creative is hard, and it's hard to acknowledge where you did well. So, let's do that, shall we? Who would like to go first? We've had Dan go first quite a bit, so we won't make him go first. So let's talk about Rach first, because Rach is dealing with some. Rach is not in an amazing place physically right now, and I think it's impressive that she did as well as she did today. Just a nod to that, because Rach is in some pain, and that sucks.
How are you doing, buddy?
Are you feeling any better?
I'm okay, but I am looking forward to standing up and stretching. But I'm fine.
All right. Well, then let's
Fair.
make this a quick one. So, what do we think Rachel's favorite moments?
Trish getting another Selenox, let's go.
Yeah. I actually,
You're me from the beginning.
I really liked, and I love that this is sort of very canonically Trish. Dan and I were like, oh fuck, she's pissed. And the other two, like in the break, we were like, oh no, yeah, Trish was furious, and Ro and Jack were like, oh, was she? And we're like, yes, she was. She didn't say shit for like 10 minutes. Yeah, she was absolutely furious.
I was just confused as to why.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's Trish's. Oh, when she's
But it's
furious,
also
she just
Rach's
clams
playstyle.
up.
She's very generous
Yeah.
with other people's time.
Yeah.
And will only speak if she thinks
yeah.
she has something to say, which is the carnal opposite of me,
Yeah.
who will talk his way out of a
You
paper bag.
loquacious person.
Yeah.
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 All right.
I try
yeah.
try not to, like, I just try to spend 20 minutes going, I'm going to shut the fuck up for 20 minutes.
It's
Let
in
someone
no
else.
way a bad thing. Love you for. Any other favorite Rach?
Oh,
Kat, do you have a favorite Rach?
I was gonna say the anger stuff as well, but I actually I enjoyed the fence.
Stupid fence.
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, fence. Yeah.
And then the interaction with Baba Whatsit after that as well.
That was fun.
Yeah.
For me, it was her tiredness. Like Trish was like any other day, maybe she would have picked another fight with Smoothie based on what he was saying, like when they were like fixing the thing. But there's a lot of layers to Trish, and I can really see the exhaustion. And we've talked about this before, Rach, but it's really obvious. It was obvious before, and it's obvious now. She doesn't like who she's becoming, and hearing these things doesn't make her angry so much as just like hurts to hear, because she doesn't want to be that person. And it's very, very beautiful, gorgeous roleplay. It's great. It's honestly great. There's just this ache in her heart when she hears it, and she covers it well. But there's those moments that you see. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Favorite self?
Oh, I liked it when the crows were screaming and the skulls were screaming, and I was just like, yes, noises! Yeah, I can be loud too. That was fun.
Yes, that was very
I can be loud too.
Jack, let's talk
honorable
favorite.
mention
Honorable mention.
For Trish is go, you majestic creatures.
And Bishop Blood says Trish crafted the shit out of that flight pack. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was strong.
I like that she did that even though she was pissed at me. Like, look, I can't not do a good job. I'm gonna nail the shit out.
I think she nailed it, and part of the reasoning I gave you that sort of the opportunity to improve it was because I know that she was actively. It felt very much like she was doing this. Like, no, I like doing this. I'm doing this for me because it'll calm me down.
That's why Smoothie asked her to do it. He was planning to specifically go to her and ask.
And that's why she did such a good job of it, because she's like, I've got so many feelings to fix out of me. Just like you did when you broke it in the first place. You're both dealing
less
with
productive.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Jack Baby. Jackie Baby, what do we think did well over there?
When Smoothie was angry at Helvig. Is that my theme today?
I guess so.
Just love people getting
that was
angry.
a big chunk of the episode, to be fair.
Yeah. I like that mainly because it's like, yes, eat your heart out, say it, be proud, whatever.
Right, yeah, go, Rach.
I was gonna say I really liked him talking to Kesh and asking, being like, I don't know how to help her. She's angry and I don't know what to do. That was really sweet.
I liked Smoothie letting Trish do the goats. I thought I liked that build on that, like last time Smoothie had been really like, I'm gonna do this. And then this week after a chat, I liked the choice that actually you're the way that Jack said it was, you're faster than me. I read more into it, but I enjoyed that choice.
I really liked. I'm going to give my mention to the really clever usage of spells and sort of bashing the glyphs together. And I felt kind of bad. I was like, I'm just going to have a look. Just see.
It's cool.
See. Yes.
It's why I was like, oh, guys, I really need some fucking shit.
Fucking money.
Because I am hobbled without this shit.
Yeah. Clerics need money, and clerics are fancy people.
Apparently. Yeah.
Can't even res you guys right now. Oof. No. And Esmeralda doesn't have any healing magic either, I'm afraid.
No. Best I can do is slow it down and hope for the best if that happens.
Elvic can though. He can't res people, but he does have healing magic
That's
too.
true.
Any other favorite Jacks? Jack, self?
Self. It was nice to. I was working on a little bit of what I imagined Barovia to be, in the world elsewhere, and I really felt like it was gonna come to this kind of conversation. So I kind of prepared for it, and I had that kind of in my pocket, that little story if it came up organically. And I felt it was a really good way of kind of explaining his perspective, which is to say, and also, that whole anger thing and what do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this thing, because before I always had someone to rely on who helped me feel better. And now I've got all this foreign shit. But essentially it was him finally having a quote unquote negative feeling, and him finally going yo, you have had your trials, but you don't get it. You haven't been here, you haven't lived here, and this is where I'm at. And that was really fun. It was good to kind of give a slice of what I imagine someone who lived in that kind of environment would
share. Just a standard story. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a 4-year-old kid died.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty stock standard to me in the Barovia we've created.
Oh, dead set.
And
yeah.
That felt good. It felt good to kind of let that out and have him kind of come down that whole, like, you know, that standard PBS specials, like all feelings are okay. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Glorious. Alrighty. I was going to give an honourable mention to that particular little nugget, the dad talking to the family, and rather Biggin talking to them, and your Latin. Yeah, that was cool. And I was just like, I can't write Latin. Fortunately, Google knows what I was trying to do. Apparently, it's quite a well-known phrase. But yeah, I was just like, quick! Figure that shit
That's what
out.
I was planning to kind of bring over to Trish, because he thinks Trish is like the embodiment of that.
Oh, this
sentiment, and he
will be
respects her a
useful
lot
to you
for it.
later. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right, let's talk about Dan. Dan, favorite Dan moments. We also have the entire awkward hour was gold, and always love a surprise Cash Karen moment from Bishop
yeah.
Blood.
That was great. I
Bishop
loved
Blood
that.
has jumped in straight away with Helvig. Trish is like our mom. And yeah, she always was party mom. She has the soft core is still there. It's just encased in more calluses now. And that is lovely about her. And it was well put. And that was gonna be. I'm gonna lean off that to go into my favorite Helvig moment, which was sort of the explaining to Selenox after the awkward hour. The like, hey, I know my friend is hard, but yeah, the thing you said was not 100% perfect. But sort of not apologizing for her, but also like explaining. I think Helvig was MVP today, just for sort of
Bridging the gaps.
yeah, exactly. That's the word. Yeah. Damn well-adjusted piece of shit. He's not though. Not at all.
What?
Well, that was my favorite Helvig with the. I mean, it's from that as well, but when Selenox said, "No one thinks you're stupid," and then Dan was straight away like, "Well, no, actually, I
did used to think you were naive."
I
Thanks for
thought you were
clearing that up.
naive.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was super cool. Yeah, it was a really cool
like,
moment.
Just owned that that's the way I felt, and this is like why I felt that way. I have a second one that kind of builds on that, but
I want to do one.
yeah, I'll wait.
Mine was a tiny little thing, but when Smoothie let go of control and kind of went, "Hey Trish, why don't you?" And Helvig looked like that. I'm not sure if you've seen the meme GIF where it was that model lady going like that. That's exactly what you look like, Dan. You're like, it was great. It was like you could really see the character making that face as well. It was perfect. It was it's nice when you just manage to catch those little moments on the viewfinder. That was my favorite moment.
Like my favorite Helvig. I have two. I'm saying two, and I can't be stopped.
I don't want any shit. I don't want any shit from here on out.
Not saying
Fuck
anything.
all y'all.
You're doing a
I don't
jack.
want anything.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you gotta wait till last
40.
if you want to say several. That's the thing. First of all, when you said Trish is the most loving, caring person that's not my parents, beautiful. Loved it. It was very, very sweet. But also, thank you, Dan, for introducing the phrase "quill measuring contest" into the canon. That's just a thing now. I've decided in my own head. That's just like a mannerism from Humblewood. I love it. It's beautiful.
I only just realized that you weren't referring to writing implements.
No, I'm referring to.
He's a hedgehog. I'm sorry.
with
I had a
quills.
dumb moment. Yeah. It was like, but not everyone has quills. That doesn't make any sense.
Only hedges.
Yeah. And Paladin
love it.
Society, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're enjoying.
So the more masculine ones have bigger quills. I guess.
They're different, thicker,
Porcupine.
wider quills.
Yeah,
Right.
thicker quills,
Gotcha.
girthy
Thicker.
quills.
Girthy
Gotcha.
quills.
The girthier your quills, the smaller your soft gaps.
Strong, piercing quills.
Why do they ask? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
I had a
Definitely,
second as well.
I'm gonna
But
take
Yeah, but let
Bishop
Dan-
Bloods.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Let me own my.
I'm still waiting.
Let me have it. Let me have this. I'm gonna take Bishop Blood's Helvig Never Blinking, because I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was imagining it in my head, being like, yeah, I mean, he's keeping like an eye on, like, he knows Smoothie is a observant person. I don't think he still quite fathoms how like he observes, but he knows now, like, from history, that he's like, he's a pretty wise kid. So he's just like watching, doing the like, I am hinting, I want to talk to you. But then I thought that's actually extra creepy because he's a robot now and never blinks. So it's just like, hello. Yes. Like, dude, what's going on? And my second, I also cannot be stopped and say my second thing, but that's because this is a non-thing, and that is specifically not saying anything when Smoothie was like, I mean, it's time to clear the air. So if anybody else has anything to say, and I'm like, bye.
Notice
Religion's
that.
stupid
Just
and so
it's
are you.
Hey, you talk to us, all of us. I'm fine. I'm perfect. Like,
I'm fine. Also, I had such a rebuttal to when you were like, you have gods over there, and I'm like, oh, he really did press that button. And then he had to bring
that's
it in to be like,
objectively
"No,
true, my
Smoothie."
dude. It's not a fucking debate.
I know,
Yeah, but it's
like
the place
the
isn't-
implication that it's
Ask
better
Kesh.
over there because
Ask Kesh,
gods
the
over
place is definitely not better because there are gods over there right now.
That was kind of my second one. It was the responses to some of the really, like, for someone who's going through quite triggering stuff that Smoothie was saying. Like, for Smoothie to be like, oh, you just don't understand my pain, when Helvig has just gone through a shit ton of stuff as well. And Helvig was just like, oh, like, Dan just played it like, well, we can't discount anyone's pain.
You know, everyone's
like,
pain is valid.
Handled it really, like...
Yeah. It's like, because it's true, but also Helvig spent time on a literal hell.
Yeah, like, I mean, there was a good, like, there's reasoning there for someone to go down the path of, like, getting really, like, fucking pissed off about and I enjoyed the way that it was spoken, but the way that it was played as well, because I thought you could still read the undertone there, where it was like, well, actually, this is bothering Helvig, but handled in a really, like, saying the right things kind of way, which was quite funny after the, like, awkwardness before. I liked I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting though, because, like, basically it was just kind of like, tell us what you think. I'm like, well, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was I'm surprised it didn't deteriorate further.
Yeah.
Good on you, Dan.
Which was cool because it demonstrated, it was like, yeah, but also we want to like each other.
Yeah.
Like, we want to get back onto the even keel, which is why we're being tolerant in this situation. I was going to just mention the callback to Trish's mum. And, like, it's cool because Trish and Helvig have been together nigh on 100 sessions now in terms of in-game world that we've played. They haven't been in every single one of them, but the games we've had nearly 100 sessions of Humblewood, and Helvig and Trish have been mates since session 0, and gotten a lot. They were the two well-adjusted ones in that party at the beginning. Not so much now, but, like, the other two have come better, and they've all sort of met in the middle. And what's really cool was the callback to, yeah, we actually all had a sit down and a, hey, we need to be frank with each other because some shit's been building up. Dude particularly had some stuff to get off her chest about the way people treated her. And we were talking last week about how Smoothie and Jude have an analogous sort of role in the party. And yeah, it's similar deal. People treated Jude like a child. Jude was a child, but and so there was that, and it's. I'm like, this is cool. This is a very party building moment, and it was very, very cool. And yeah, hats off to all of you for it, not just Dan. Let's talk about Ro. Now that everyone has had, Jack, you had 2 Dan moments, and if you didn't, you can have one if you like. I think it would be unfair at this point to not allow you.
I can't be stopped. I don't have anything. Fucking Jesus.
Let's go.
No, all right.
Okay, no, hang on. I'll think of something.
You can
Hang
go
on.
first to Ro
Just
if you like.
conjure one from thin air.
No, it's cool. No, I'll do it. I'll figure it out.
There will be some.
Let's see. So we talked about, we were doing the whole thing. I think ultimately, like, I'll just kind of reiterate what was kind of said, which was that. Actually, no. I'll highlight that you kind of that Helvig kind of rabbited off real quick. I think that's super interesting, and yeah, like, look, in general, man, the whole gods thing and that kind of like conflict of like it's not all it's cracked up to be, versus any grass is greener than this shit. Yeah. Is a super fascinating point of view, because neither of them are wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but so yeah. Here's to many more sessions with that.
Yeah. One of you spent time in a literal hell and actually died. The other one has grown up in a demiplane ruled by essentially a giant, powerful demon, where the gods can have no sway, which is a fairly good way of describing a hell. Like, they're both from pretty shitty places.
It's not a competition, but they're all new.
Botaria, thank you both very much for the follows, you bloody champions. Avast, you wee scallywags!
I want
Glad
to
you're
be clear.
enjoying the show.
I
Thank
think
you.
this place is absolutely shit.
Okay. It feels weird if someone's like, "This you're the place you're from, your home, fucking sucks, man."
yeah.
For real.
Maybe
But
we'd
I
agree.
know you
Does.
agree. Yeah. So let's talk about Selenox. Let's talk about Ro. To our new followers, we are doing something we do at the end of our streams where we basically discuss what a good job everybody, because it's nice and affirming. And if you were around to view the thing, it would be lovely if you have any comments you would like to make. Positive ones mostly. Ro,
Hopefully.
what do we think? What do we think Ro did well?
Stumbling when Trish kind of like called out is the wrong word, but basically just kind of took umbrage with the language that Selenox was using. Selenox is such a sweetheart that like I could absolutely see her just kind of going, what's the big deal, and never kind of broaching it, like just kind of going like whatever, like, you know, like, you know, get a bit, well, not even apologizing in the first place, right? Like that's an easy thing for her to consider doing, but instead she kind of feels the vibe and just goes, you know, while we're here, sorry for ABC, and Trish didn't like the way you said that, and rather than, and it was indicative of her character, Selenox didn't get angry in response, did later, but kind of went, oh, but hang on. I'm actually, this is getting out of, now we're going in further down. Cool. I'll actually okay, let's just leave it. But her kind of trying her best to repair the situation, even while Trish was super upset with her, was really cool. I like that.
Thanks.
I really liked when you were talking to, oh, why have I forgotten her name? Esmeralda. You were talking to Esmeralda about Smoothie, and you said he reminds me of someone. That was interesting, and I'm like, ooh, tasty little lore drop. I'm very interested now.
Yeah.
It was subtle, but now I want to know more. That was good. It's a good moment.
Thanks.
Desire to know more intensifies.
Mm.
It was a little moment, but I really enjoyed when Esmeralda said, and knowing is half the battle. The other half is violence. And Selenox went, now might not be the time.
like that.
And it was
Have
semi-joking,
anything
like I'm not
after
even
that.
sure if that really happened, but like it was.
I like
it
how
was.
Selenox
yeah.
is the one who also said like read the room, and I'm like,
We're all the heroes of our own story, mate.
Yeah.
Can't you tell you're being
Even-
insensitive?
Even I can pick up that might not necessarily have been the right comment in that.
I was like,
Some people just don't get it, mate, do they?
Yeah. Some people are fucking idiots.
that's just me bouncing off Josh. So my actual one is our moment when we both simultaneously walk and you have the bar and you're like,
Yeah.
you, me, no.
And the miming between the two of you was great. Yeah.
That's
Why
fun.
we do it on video. Yeah, absolutely.
What
Bro,
you, bro?
favorite self?
I reckon mine was kind of over like all. I think I played the tone changes quite well today. So I felt like there was that point where it was that real kind of humorous thing where we were going to comfort smoothie, and then there was that real intense time. And that was the time when Selenox called it, was like, Esmeralda, like, now is not the time. But then I think kind of after that, I went back into humor in a slow enough way that it kind of broke the tension a bit. Because it was like a really like full-on moment, and there was that really dark story, and then I felt that we all, like, as a team, we did that, but I thought there were some humorous kind of calls that I made that kind of helped that not be, I don't know. It was, I felt like I read it well.
Yeah.
And that was good. And I really enjoyed the interactions with Helvig today. I felt like we
that was
found...
like the first big time you bonded, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like we
Yeah.
found some ground. We had a drink. He made me some wicked wing. So
Boy.
yeah.
Chicken!
I also nice shout out to the water fight. That was
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
cool. Alrighty, well, I think it's time for favorite DM moments.
Oh,
Yeah.
At least you're.
I mean,
just
you're not
getting
going to
over
let me
with.
get away with it, so might as
No,
well. Why
yeah,
waste time? Yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm jumping in. I really
good.
enjoyed when Esmeralda told Selenox how to fucking attack someone.
I'm doing what
I'm
you
doing
do.
what you do.
Selenox specifically, even though other people had missed before. No,
Yeah.
like Esmeralda's like, no, like this is.
Well, she's observed not to do it to Trish. That's a fucking stupid
exactly,
idea.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like,
Why aren't you
not-
flying,
do not-
Trish? I thought you were not scared of it.
And it was,
Like-
it's sweet as well because like Selenox.
She's paying attention.
Well, the Selenox before had said that was her affection.
Yeah.
Like she actually actively said she was trying to show affection when she was taking the piss, and then Esmeralda did it to her. So she was like, yeah, that's nice.
We've got two from Mother of Bunnies and Bishop Blood. Both say the same thing: magic missile squirrels. For dinner. Yes. Yeah.
I think my favorite DM moment is like elaborating on the whole trap plan, like salvaging the trap plan. Like it was like Trish's idea to like do the snare thing, and then you were like, oh, but what if we do like the ruins, like attach it to the rope to the ruin thing, so you know it actually affects the house. And I was like, it's pretty cool. I would not have thought of that. With the scenario around. So yeah, actually I like that you know you made it happen with the feasible things around.
It was a good idea, and I felt a bit bad telling Smoothie no because he didn't have 400 gold pieces.
Yeah,
I was genuinely not trying to cheat. I just forgot.
I know.
I was, yeah. I'm still mad about it.
Such a good idea, which is why you're mad. Yeah, absolutely.
No, not anyone in particular. Just like, damn it! Fuck.
I really liked all of your role play as Baba Lysaga. She was fucking hilarious. She was great.
I did not have any prior thoughts about how she was going to act or be. I hadn't really given any thought to it. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, she's the Wicked Witch of the West. Let's go with that.
Fuck it.
Has
Hello,
anyone
my
seen?
pretty.
Has anyone seen the Monty Python sketch where they're like motorcycling grannies?
Yes.
It gave me that vibe. Just like
Hell's grannies.
we like to eat children.
Yeah. I like to rip the heads off birds and tea cakes. Yeah.
Yes.
Pension day's the worst. As soon as they get it, they blow the lot. Milk, tea, biscuits, tin of meat for the cat.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yes.
My favorite, Josh. Actually, I have two, so I will wait till the end politely.
Ooh.
You can go. I think you are at the
I
end.
think you are
everybody
the
else
end.
is
And the
going
last.
the end.
Okay, all right.
Other than me.
The first one was actually I'll say the second one first because reason. The Titan thing was cool. It
I
was.
a bit bad about that too.
Oh well. It is.
Oh,
what
the
it is.
description of yeah.
Yeah. Look, like it was frustrating, but it was like that tracks. Like, you know, who'd have thought the hag would be magically protected?
Well, I
It
almost
sucked, but it
considered
was alright.
deleting that thing off her sheet. I was like, well, that's not going to be relevant.
Yeah. And then the second thing was just I can certainly relate as a DM to trying to move things along and jumping in when you have an NPC in the party, just like, oh, maybe we should get to work or blah, blah, blah. But you've got a very good instinct for kind of knowing when it's time to step back. And I think you had your mouth shut for a solid 20 minutes there. And I could see that you were like still paying attention and you were like ready whenever everyone else was. But like the patience you had with us as like we kind of aired it out was really cool. So
Thank you. Yeah.
I enjoyed jumping off that the way that you did step in, which was not
That's
to
true.
actually step in and tell us to do something or be something. It was just the shooting of the squirrels to kind of like break it for a moment.
yeah, some humor. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a nice like
Which was
yeah,
the
like
function
kinda-
of the other half is violence as well. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I know.
Someone
Yeah.
else told you. it
I
wasn't
wasn't
the time,
feeling
not
criticized
me.
at all. Don't worry. Yeah. My favorite me moment. I did love sitting here all the while we were like how do we neutralize the house? How do we neutralize the house? Knowing that the book specifically states she leaves the house, gets in her flying chariot, and comes and investigates. And I'm just like, this is great. Like, the house may come and intervene, but like what you did
All
was
I
not
can say is
wasted
I did
effort.
feel like a prime minister being ousted too. I was like, I did everything I could. Use a fourth level spell. Didn't work.
The house may try to intervene,
Well,
but
exactly.
it's got a trap there. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's right. When it does, it'll be.
But my other favorite
Just
moment
wait and
is
see.
the flying canoe.
yes, so good.
The audacity.
And then like going back to it and being like, no, when I fly, it
When
will
I
be
fly, it will
in
be
a flying
fucking
canoe.
Yeah.
That's what's
So,
happening.
And even more fun, actually, because the book does not in any way specify that she has a fold-up boat. But she has a swim speed
Why
of
not?
10 feet. She is specifically not as good at swimming as she should be. Because everybody's swim speed is their movement halved. Hers is not. Hers is slower than that. Presumably because she has a wooden leg.
Yeah.
So she has that fold-up boat, and I only realized that this afternoon. I was just like, so the fold-up boat is, she doesn't like swimming because she's shit at it.
Right.
So she has that boat for that exact reason, and she's like, I don't like flying, I'm bad at it, but when I have that boat flying, it's going to be great.
So I just had a moment where I was like, oh my god, no one in this fucking dimension is whole. We're hanging out with Esmeralda, who has a like wooden leg,
And
and
Smoothie,
our
who's missing a
favorite
heart.
other NPC is missing
Oh,
an
right.
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Smoothie comes from here. What is he missing?
What do you mean?
Oh,
A
no.
soul!
They call me holy. I'm just full of holes.
And Bishop Blood said in chat, and that was awesome.
secret
The
door
door kitchen. So good.
Yeah, this thing is just not a single part of the exterior doesn't do something. Yeah, and we have another follow, Pooger. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome. Thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. I love that we have more follows in the favorite moments section than we do in the not actual game, and that's not uncommon.
Because we're ending.
We are lovely.
Yeah, because I know we're
people
finishing.
no, we like this, so tick. Thank you. And we were very appreciated. Thank you very much for joining us, you wee scallywags. Well, guys, that's our favorite moments done and dusted. So we should probably go away from here now and raid somebody. But before we do that, who the absolute heck are all of you? Ro, who the heck are you?
I've forgotten.
It's been a while.
I'm
Been a hot minute.
I'm Roro. Nothing to do with boating, despite the name, which is real.
Oh.
Someone said to me the other day that they thought I just made that
No.
up. Roro is
Can
actually
confirm.
my name.
Yeah. It's not your whole name, but we don't need to give that away.
Yeah.
But it is what we call you.
Yes, it is. Thank you for the boating enthusiasts on my side. So I am a Perth-based educator and theatre maker. You can follow me on Instagram @CradVenturers to see photos of my travel adventures and photos of Charlie with the large ears, because he is wonderful and great to follow. And if you happen to be in Perth, during Fringe, which is coming up this week, I have a show opening on Friday for little people, for children. If they would like to come and see it, it's called The Little Good Wolf, and the link is in chat.
It's specifically for children, not for little people. I mean, unless
Children are little people. I don't.
yeah,
mean
but
it
I
in
believe
the
the little people refer to themselves. Like my own experience of people with dwarfism is that they like that phrase, little people. So yeah, just for that distinction, yeah.
Do they?
I did ask
I would have
Mosh.
thought it would be offensive to.
So would
call
I,
a
but
dwarf-
Mosh goes by little people. He likes little.
It's not the first time that other groups have subcultures
Oh,
have
did-
reclaimed.
yeah, no,
I mean, like,
slurs, you know.
totally reclaim it, but like, it's not. Oh,
It
maybe
is surprising.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's also some context that I don't know about. So, but yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's for children. And
Yeah, I
excellent.
did say that.
You did. And
They
if you
are
want to come
small
see it,
humans?
come see it
Am I allowed to say
on
small
Tuesday, because
humans?
I'll be there. Because I'm gonna go watch it on Tuesday. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Next Tuesday, so there'll be another between this and then. Thank you very much, Ro. Dan, who the absolute meat space are you?
Hello, I am Dan in the meat space, Dierb in the cyberspace, and I would like to thank the audience for being here
Fucking Jesus.
this whole time, supporting us. Without you guys, this would not be possible. I would also like to thank the interactivity of the bot, letting the roles happen in chat, and you know what? Getting the 69 number.
Yeah,
Love it.
that's both worlds that there is a sex cult in now, because we've had it for Mano a Mano as well.
Apparently so.
I even know where it is. I know you need to go to a very specific place, but I suspect you'll go there, so that's cool. Peach Pie Lord. Why is there a sex cult?
That's all.
Peach Pie Lord, it's such a long story.
Why isn't there a sex cult? I think is a better
That's the
question.
real question you need to
Why
ask.
should
If
it
you're gonna make a cult,
be
might
a
as well have
sex
some
cult?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We hit a 1%er on a
Yeah.
D100 roll.
Omi rolled a D100 and got a 69. Therefore, there is a sex cult in this world. I mean, there probably is. It's whether or not they'll find it. But
I
the
mean,
sex cult
If I
leader.
lived in Barovia, I
mean-
would join a sex cult.
Yeah.
What else is going on? It's
You're
fucking
gonna find joy
miserable.
where you
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the North Queensland of Fantasyland. There's not much to do.
Accept each other. Jack, who the absolute heck are you?
Hi. What was that?
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, apparently that's my voice. Wee! I want it. Do it.
No,
What
I
are we?
don't. I'll get you. You tell everyone who you is. I'll give you.
All
a
right,
week.
fine. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am very demanding, apparently. My name is Jack, and I am a professional game master. You can find me at www.dungeonmasterforhire.com.au. And you can also follow me on Twitch at Jack Square Peg. We're going through Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. But you know what? I'm thinking tomorrow I might just drag the old PS4 in there and hit up Last of Us Remastered, shall we? Considering there's a new TV show that came out today. We'll see how we go. But yes, follow me on there and you can have some fun with me as I do game prep and video games. And
Whee!
I
Amazing.
love how you. I don't know if it was for anybody else, but you got cut off for me. You're like, shut it down.
Yeah, Zoom went, no.
Hey, Yusuf here.
Hey, do we have, I'm not sure anyone, actually, what do you think about Rachel's multi-classing, Yusuf? Pretty
Oh
good?
hell yes! No, really good combo. Rogue Varian, fuck yeah. I'm also really excited for Selenok's Fighter Druid. Hells yeah. I reckon that's a
sounds
good
good.
combo. Couple of levels, doesn't need many.
There you
I
go.
reckon just turn into a bear, then you could be an owl bear.
You up for that?
I reckon.
Oh, sorry, are you talking to me?
Yes. It's hard to tell because my eyes are marbles.
I was what?
Amazing.
I was reading chat, and then sorry.
Yes.
What did you say, Yusuf?
I said your multi-class is a really great idea. You should do it.
Oh, thank you. I
Don't
think
listen
so
to
too.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan disagrees, but I think so.
I personally
just because
think
Dan-
multi-classing is for cowards.
It's because Dan doesn't want me to
Them
turn.
fighting
Helvig
words,
doesn't
Dan.
want me to turn into a chicken. That's what they don't want.
Yeah.
No.
Too upsetting.
All right, well, I'm going to go away now, guys. Thanks
Bye,
so much for
Yusuf.
having me. Bye! Whee!
Whee! I love him. Anyway, I'm done. Jack Square Peg.
I
Follow
just
me.
registered that Dan called me a coward, and I'm not here for it.
And Trish.
Dan's got a real sweet face. He's got a lot under the surface. It's just like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, with
the character
Trish,
cards.
actually.
Yeah.
still waters
As well.
run deep.
Yeah.
I'm not multi-classed yet, so it was just your fave. Gee.
Peach Pie Lord would seem to agree with you, however, Dan.
Thank you.
All right. To be honest,
you for
I've
this
never
award.
done it before, so I was more like I would like to try.
I
it.
love
Never done
multi-classing, but that's a me thing. And
I
particularly as
respect
I
your
do wind up,
decision.
I do tend to play an awful lot of
You're lying.
daughter-run things. And I think that I don't disagree. It is very much one-shots and late campaigns. I think it's good for a very specific build. And I would also make a distinction, and I'm about to in my next video about it, between cross-classing and multi-classing. Cross-classing for me is when you create a hybrid of several levels in each one, like a 10 and 10. Which, if you're looking for a fun druid ranger, 5 and 5, really good combo. Something like that. That's a cross-class. Whereas if you are mostly a warlock with a single level of barbarian, which is something I have played and it's super fun, that's a multi-class, where you just take a single level for one ability, rage. Barbarian, just a level of barbarian makes any spellcaster more cool.
Can I
So it
just
depends
say,
on the class,
when you
yeah.
were explaining cross classes, the look on Dan's face of just, I don't know if anyone else caught that, just visceral disgust, like, ooh,
Ugh.
beautiful.
Ugh. Yeah.
Well, I love how I wasn't even aware.
Ah!
That's the best part. I'm like,
got a lot under the hood, mate.
already like, just bubbles to the surface.
A lot
I'm
of
like, yeah.
hatred.
Oh, Peach Pie Lord is now calling out Helvig. He's now calling out Dan. You're a madman to single class warlock, paladin, or ranger. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For Trish's back's sake, should we have this debate on another?
Yeah, let's do that. Window into the soul.
Sucks. I'd be like,
Alrighty. And Rach, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, my name is Rachel Fukar. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large because the cops just can't catch me. But you can on various social media accounts, and you can also find my book, The Rings of Mars, right here on the internet. And if you don't, I will come into your house and I will hide a bright fluorescent puppet somewhere in there. And you're gonna find it, and you're gonna be like, who put this here? Does my partner have like a puppet hobby that they've never told me about? It's been years. I thought I knew you, Jessica. What is this puppet doing in our cupboard? It's gonna cause chaos in your home. So just buy my book.
We.
God fucking damn it, Jessica. You're tearing this family apart.
Your husband's got a multi-class with me now.
And Madame, Monsieur, Dame Underhair. He's like, yeah, is that the clap?
Oh, Lord.
Peach, my lord, that's... I don't know if that joke is on her. That sucks for you, though. I am sorry. That really, yeah, that sucks. Because I've nearly been there my own self, and it does suck. Just nerve-wracking and so forth. My name is Josh the Pirate, and you can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D with me lovely lady wife, the mother of bunnies, who played Cash today. Unsurprised.
She did.
Bit of a surprise for her, but she pulled it out. She got it together and did it well. Damn it, Jessica. And yeah, if you like my majestic voice, but you think you could stand to turn the face down a bit, you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons. If, however, you live in the Perth metropolitan area, you can check me out all this week in the Perth Cultural Centre in the mornings, where I will be Josh the Pirate, leading pirate treasure hunts with the little ones, the youngsters. And if you want to see my face, you can check me out over in Adelaide during the Adelaide Fringe, where I will be one half of the puppet comedy duo Pupperotica! Whee!
We.
Okay,
Save
that's
us.
fair. I blame the army.
Hang on. How do you feel about the incoming divorce that you caused, Yusuf?
What? Oh, no, he's gone. Not that puppet. I need that one.
No comment. No comment.
No comment. I have no regrets.
Puppet could not be
Jessica is
reached
mine.
for comment.
Lol.
Okay, we're gonna go away because of Rachel's back and other things.
Poor
So
Trish,
let's
poor
go
Rach.
and raid some peeps. Well, the Eldritch Scribe are live.
Let's go.
So we're going to drop a raid on them because they're good friends of ours, and Daria is also a Humblewood player. So we're going to chuck a raid
And
over to
the
them.
artist.
And the
for
channel
all the
artist
cute-
for all, yes,
yeah,
absolutely. All of
all
our
the cute
beautiful
stuff.
artwork there. Selenox you can see at the moment. Yes. Yeah, Daria is a very talented artist. Des is an excellent dungeon person. He's a dungeon person. They are. And also a dungeon master. And the other players there are lovely too. So go check them out. Throw them a follow if you haven't already. Show them the love like we always do. And we will hopefully see you next time here on Corsair's Cove. So, guys, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Whee!